Good friggin' morning from New England, folks, and welcome back to episode 10 of the So New England podcast. I am your host, Ian Brownhill. I am joined by my co-host and best friend, RJ Travisano, and behind our producer. These guys are very funny. Just fucking do the introduction.
Bro, you're the one. Look at you. Look at him.
I don't know, man.
Can't take me serious.
No, we got the giggles. We have a good day today. We had a fun day today.
Hey, where's the wall till I'm done?
Yeah, that's good. That's our
That was
introduction.
a good
It's not
intro,
gonna
though,
get
no?
better. Yeah, it's not
That
going to
was
get better
good.
than that. All right.
What's wrong with it?
Who do we got as our guest today?
Some fucking douchebags.
This is how I gotta hold the mic today because we got two guests. So, quick disclaimer: this is a joint intro because we are doing two guests as one guest. So, just so you know, if we ever want to do a separate one, just shoot me a DM. I got you.
Let's go.
Dynamic duos. That's what came to my mind when our guest decided to join us on the So New England pod. In the history from Boston alone, we've had some serious contenders for tag team champs. I think of the likes of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Marky Mark, and a pair of Calvins. But there are two more that I think will be up there one day, and they are here to join us for the podcast episode number 10, with nearly 2.5 million followers between TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and tons of other socials. Our guests are bound to make you smile and laugh, whether it's a typical day living in Boston, or you're trying to learn something new in the kitchen, or you're looking for two guys that just genuinely hate New York nonsense teams that think they're better but really suck. And you don't need that shit. Quite literally.
No, you do not.
No pun intended. We don't like that shit. Get it off your chest. This duo has got you covered. Welcome into episode 10 of the podcast, the only episode you'll hear the word Spucky, Tommy Guarino, and Prosciutto Papi.
Let's go. Yeah, man, that was good.
That was good. You got the Deli boys in the house.
That was good.
Again, I know you want to press. We gave Vin
That was good.
like a button, and now he just presses it like every time.
That's pretty good. I wish we had that.
That was good. That was really good.
Wish we had that. That was good.
I'm
Thank you
glad
for
that
that.
you guys were quiet for your part of the introduction, but not when I was trying to do it.
That was really good.
That was. I'm telling you.
Oh, that was good. Yours sucked.
That was.
I don't know what was. I don't know what was going
tearing
on.
up right there. If you look at the camera, it's a little watery.
I don't know what was going on with you there in that intro though.
Ian's just funny, bro. I don't know. He's just funny.
I know Ian
Disclaimer:
too.
we went and got food before this, and you know,
Little tequila.
Prosciutto had a couple tequilas.
Yeah,
That's
that
all.
was good. That was funny.
But we were
5
at
minutes
Los
in, we
Andes.
got two disclaimers. We're killing it. Let's
Yes,
go.
we're already off to a hot start.
What was the place called? Los Andes.
Los Andes.
Los Andes. That was
Los
good.
Andes. I don't know. I'm
The white version is Los Andes.
Yeah, Los
That's the
Andes.
way, yeah.
That's the. I don't know. That's how I would say it. But
Popping over there.
Good. You
like
like
a
the.
spot.
You like the. It's Peruvian considered Hispanic food.
Yes.
I don't
Okay.
know. From
All
Peru.
right. I don't know. I'm not. It's Peru. I don't know. So, but you had Peruvian food before?
Nah, first time.
It was good.
Good. I like the tracks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was good though.
All right, boys. Long time coming. We've made what? How many videos together now? At least like
man.
at least like 20
couple
to 30.
dozen. Yeah, a couple dozen.
20 to 30, I would say.
We've gone
Yeah.
to the deli quite a few times.
Outside the deli too. We made a good amount outside the deli too.
Yes, we have.
Remember the first time we linked
Yeah.
and filmed?
Oh yeah, that
at
was
Tall
awesome.
Ship.
Do you know?
That's right.
Do you remember that?
Bro, it was
Yeah.
like February, like 2-3 years ago.
Yep. And I had my flip flops on. You guys were like, "Oh shit, are you gonna be cool?" I was like, "Nah, I'm born for this."
I'm like, dude.
Video kind of made itself because you're like, well, maybe we shouldn't be collaborating with this 30-year-old weirdo. And his flip-flops.
No. We had a good time.
No, that was great.
Why'd
It
you
does
shake
always
flush
seem
too
like
much?
you guys have a great
No,
time.
because it was good.
Yeah.
That was like when we first met. Yeah, that was a little weird.
Yeah, no, we do have a good time though. With
Yeah.
it. I mean, especially that time because I first saw the viral video, your first
Right.
viral video, which was the what it was the
Taking the
shovel.
snow off. Yeah, Betty
Yeah.
White custom.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, so I remember seeing that, and then I forget how we connected. I think we just followed each other, and then
Yeah, I
we
started
just-
following you from the hockey videos and shit like
Yeah,
that.
that was way
You did the
back.
Boston Dad. I thought that was
Yes.
hysterical. That was
That's
awesome.
really what like shot me up on TikTok, like that whole series. Obviously the hockey stuff, but then
Right.
that, and then yeah, one thing led to another. Started transitioning into other content, and then the deli came, and that's really
That's
a lot
the
of
whole episode,
other
man.
stuff. That's really
the
that's my whole
episode.
story.
All right, but before we dive into the content
Yeah,
stuff,
my bad.
let's get people to like kind of get a little backstory about you guys for real, because let's humanize you guys outside of like the deli stuff. And I think we got to clarify off the rip. Let's get this first question out of the way. Do you guys actually work in the deli?
Nope.
Nah,
Do not.
never.
I've never worked in a deli in my life. I've worked in one kitchen in high school, but that's the closest I've gotten to like the food industry.
Yep.
You worked in a kitchen too.
Yeah, I worked in my uncle's restaurant in Florida, so
Yep.
I spent some months there. I lived in Tampa 2020 from January to May, so I worked there for those 5 months.
Okay.
But not the deli. No,
Not the deli.
we do. That is a common misconception.
But
though, I
like
feel
dishwashing, making pizzas,
Yeah.
grind. It might be worse than the deli.
maybe, yeah.
All right. So where are you guys from originally? Right? You guys are childhood best friends. Like, walk me through. Like, I not only do I want to know where you guys are from, what the upbringing was like, family, what motivated you guys, like what your life was kind of like that led you here. But you guys got to help people who are not from Boston understand just like the different parts of Boston. Because it's like, oh, like the joke is always, oh, I'm from Boston. But like, yeah, what part? Dorchester, South, East, like whatever it is.
Right.
There's so many different suburbs and different areas. Like what's that like?
I mean, so to start with, how we met each other, it was actually, the police officer would run this summer camp for little, like, younger kids, and we were, like, 5 years old, and we both went to the same summer camp, so that's how we met. We actually have a picture from it, and we're just, like, the two chubby kids of the group, and so nothing really changed. And then after that, we just kind of started playing, like, Little League together and, like, street hockey and, like, kind of just stayed close and then ended up going to high school together. So we just kind of stayed good friends, and then we got obviously closer after high school with the content stuff. But, yeah. What was the second part of that question? My bad.
No, you're good.
But like East Boston, kind of like
Yeah, go ahead.
all our friends' parents were friends.
Right, right,
like they
right.
all went to the same high school. Like it was just passed down.
Generation. So, yeah, that's a big thing in Boston, too. Like, because I know you mentioned, like, the different parts of Boston.
Yeah.
I don't really think like the neighborhoods in Boston. It's more of just like being from the city feels like it's unique, know,
Right.
like going to Boston public schools and all that. So when people, the whole joke of like claiming to be from Boston when you're really from like the suburbs, even if you're like 15, 20 minutes away, like it does feel like it is a difference though, like from our point of view. So that's why it's like a running joke of like, oh, you say you're from Boston, but you're really from like Hanover or Shrewsbury or Burlington, Woburn,
Watertown. But then you're going to school in like mom's Mercedes when we're like jumping on the T to go to school.
The train,
Different.
yeah.
Right.
I went to school in Nichols, Dudley, Mass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See,
it's way out
I
in
don't
the-
even know
it's
what
not
I don't even know what that
college,
is.
but
Nichols College.
Yeah,
I know what Nichols is. I know
Yeah,
Nichols,
yeah.
but I don't even know where Dudley is.
It's near Springfield.
It's
Okay, so it's
mad
out
west.
there.
It's just out there. Yeah. Either way,
But
we had a lot of people that we used to. People would rag on them because they'd be from the city, and then they'd meet other kids, and they're like, "Well, you're not actually from the city.
Yeah.
That doesn't count."
It's every single time. Every time I meet someone like, oh, I'm from Boston. I'm like, oh, like what pot? They're like, oh, like Watertown. I'm like, huh. But then you'll see some people where it's like, oh, where you from? He's like, when they answer like from here, I'm like, oh, where? And then they're like, oh, Roxbury. It's like you can kind of tell when you.
So then, like, what would you like? What constitutes for you like you're from the city? What towns?
The neighborhoods.
East, Southie, Charlestown, Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, Jamaica Plain.
West Roxbury. It's considered
It
Boston.
is. Brighton.
You see that? Like, you
Brighton's
guys
part
are
of
like, you don't
Boston.
really know. It's like
No,
that's
because
why- that's why I'm trying-
It's part of it, but like
The
it's a little
the
different.
neighborhoods of Boston. So like if you have Boston Police, if you have Boston Public Schools, like that's Boston. Like if you're, but even like Cambridge isn't considered Boston technically. So if you
Right.
really want to be like a hardo and be like, oh well, you're from
Yeah,
Cambridge.
right.
I don't really like either way. I understand why people do it because like if you're in fucking Arizona and you're like people are like where are you
Yeah.
from? You're not gonna say I'm from Burlington. You're gonna say oh I'm from Boston
Right.
or like just north of Boston. So I understand why and like for me it's just a joke. But like dude, literally in the gym yesterday. The kid was like, yo, so I'm from
Belmont.
Like, can I say I'm from Boston? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, you can
Say
say
whatever
you're
you
from New
want,
York.
man.
I don't give a shit. But no, I think it's just funny because, I mean, I don't take it serious. Some people do take it very serious, though. But it was always just like a joke for me,
Yeah.
I'll bust balls. Like they'll say,
Of
like,
course,
you
yeah,
ain't from,
yeah.
You ain't from Boston.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah. But I just think overall, I think it's more of just like people feel like, it's unique being from the city. So like when someone else tries to claim that, when you feel like they might have grew up in the suburbs, they might have had, easier access to, whether it was, like you said, mommy's Mercedes or like,
it's
grew up in a nicer house when we had to like, take the train to school, take the bus to school. And like we went through metal detectors in high school in East Boston High,
I
like
think
just little
that's-
things like that.
That's the best part when people don't know. It's like, oh, you ain't even from Boston. I'm like, bro, I took the yellow bus through the Sumner Tunnel past the garden every single day to go to school.
The Sumner Tunnel past the garden.
to, to Charlestown,
Boston
right
kid.
over the
Yeah.
North End Bridge, like
right over the North
past
End
the
Bridge.
Schrafft's building.
So
Yeah, that's Boston.
very, very unique. But yeah, I mean, I think it definitely shaped us, though. For
Yeah.
sure. I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Oh my god, no.
Even if it wasn't everything handed to you, or like easier you know, I think everything was.
Especially doing the shit we do now, it's like so thankful to actually have the Boston experience. Like, you know what I mean? Growing up like that.
Definitely gets you some street cred too, I would say, in the city. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah. Throw up the B. Yeah. Threes.
Huh. All right, well, we're gonna ignore that.
So what was I? So all right, so you guys grew up together. What was
yes.
like? I mean, obviously, right after high school and stuff like that. So as we said, I started following you from like your hockey content. So you have like a bit of a hockey career?
Yeah. So we grew up in East Boston. We definitely grew up different though, for sure. Like I have like my family in my life. Like I grew up in a triple decker in East Boston. So my grandmother bought the house in 1965 for $30,000. 3-story house is a triple decker. So my dad has 4 brothers, so they all grew up in that house, and then my brother and sister grew up there, and then I grew up there, and we still live there. We still have the house, but now it's worth like, you know, an extravagant amount because of, you know, the way inflation is and everything and the real estate. But like growing up in the same house as him, it's just crazy because we see the world in like a similar lens, but different too, because like the different generations we grew up in.
Right.
But I always had family. Like my grandmother was always on the first floor. Me and my parents were on the second with my brother and sister, and then my brother lived on the 3rd floor for a while. So like always surrounded by family, just chaos all the time. Good and bad, like good memories, but also like, you
Tough
know,
to be around that much family all the time.
Yeah, memories are like, you know, my fucking, you know, not all the brothers were, you know, great. You know, I had a couple of the brothers were always like on and off drugs and stealing shit from my grandmother, and then my father would fight them. And I just saw a lot of like shit like that growing up. Parents arguing, like stuff like that. But a lot of good memories though, like Sunday dinners, the whole family being there.
Good
all the
barbecues.
Good barbecues. All the holidays were at my house. So I mean, I'm still around that to this day. So it's you know, keeps you grounded for sure, being around all that. But that's really how I grew up. And then hockey, like you said, I played hockey my whole life. That was like kind of my main sport. And then I ended up, I was lucky enough to play a year of college hockey, which was cool. I was a backup for UMass Boston. Couldn't afford the junior hockey, you know, you got to pay like $10,000 a season. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to college. Yeah. But I was lucky enough to walk on and like be a backup on the team and like get the backpack, you know, that's the main part, the backpack. You know, the girls like the backpack. That was it.
How you doing, sweetheart? I'm on the hockey team.
Hockey, fucking beauty, fucking rocket. And then being around all those guys that talked like had the hockey lingo. So I started like, obviously like content is drawing inspiration from other things, whether it's someone else's or like your own experience. So like that's kind of where like all those hockey videos came from, is being around those guys from like the different parts of the country, like that played hockey, or Canada, and like hearing the lingo and just making fun of it. And then obviously the Boston stuff too. So yeah, that's really it though. After college, I retired though. You know,
we went to a couple of frat parties though.
We partied at Merrimack a couple times, UMass Boston, you know. Had some fun times.
Stayed a little bit too.
But yeah, that was really it. And then COVID hit, and then I downloaded TikTok, and I did online school for a while, went back to school for a semester in 2021, and then dropped out in 2022. And now I do this full time.
What were you pursuing a degree in?
Fucking dude, that was an issue too. I didn't know. I did like 4 different things. Started criminal justice at UMass Lowell. Lasted a semester there.
Let's go.
I lasted a semester there. I didn't like it.
Same. I did that at CCRI.
Came back home, commuted to UMass Boston. Then I switched to like business.
Let's go. That's what you did. Criminal justice over to business, right?
Then I sucked at that too. So then I went to exercise and health, you know, believe it or not. I was really into the gym for a while, and I was actually in really good shape, you know. Back in the day playing hockey, I was jacked. So I got into that, but then biology hit, and I was like, yeah, this is not for me.
Biology
and then around that time, TikTok came about, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll just do like communications. Like, you know, I'm really just in school to keep my parents happy. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. But then once I kind of learned the business side of TikTok, and I always tell the story, but like I was in this philosophy class my last semester, and it was the first semester back after COVID. So this is me now going back to college, like with a little bit of TikTok clout, because I was over 1 million followers at this point. And, you know, like I'm taking pictures of people at school and shit, and it's pretty cool. But I remember I was in a philosophy class, and I was like editing a video, and this old fucking philosophy teacher, he's like teaching Aristotle or Plato or whatever the fuck. And he stops the whole lesson, and he tells me to like get off my phone. And like it, like literally, I was like, I remember in that moment, I thought to myself, I'm like, this is not. I gotta get out of here. Like, what am I doing right now?
Yeah.
Because I'm like skipping classes and failing to like go make videos. I'm like, I might as well just like go for it, you know?
Right.
And I was only 21 at that point, so I'm like, what do I have to lose? So that's really how it started. But I mean,
and how old are you now?
I'm 24.
24.
We're both. Well, he's 25. I turned 25 in a couple months.
Oh, okay, cool.
But yeah, my story is definitely different than his story. So I'll let you talk about your story now because I just rambled on for a while.
A little similar.
Yeah, but like your growing up situation was a little different, and then obviously like military, and he was a soldier. You know, he was a soldier kid.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures on Instagram.
Get into it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna fucking go
Nah,
deep, but like,
no, I mean, I'll give you the rundown, man. When I was born, like a full blown, like my parents were like heroin addicts, like really bad. And so when my mom gave birth, my dad was in jail, and then my mom went right to a halfway house. My grandma took me in, so I lived with her fucking my whole life. So she raised me. But meanwhile, I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers. That when my mom already had 4 sisters and one of my brothers, with like a different like their dad. So she always lived in a house with them, like when she got out of a halfway house. But I grew up with my grandmother, so she would try to take me, and I would always like want to go back to my grandmother. So I grew up with my grandmother. So I basically grew up an only child, but I had siblings, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
and, yeah, man, just went through it. My grandma passed. I was like a sophomore in high school, and then my dad was back home from jail then, so he was paying the rent, but he was always at his girlfriend's house. So I was a 16-year-old kid that had a 2-bedroom apartment by myself.
crib to yourself, man.
So I'm like, it was kind of like going up the wrong road, just like selling weed, just like smoking weed, and just in high school, like I don't know. Tatted up, like
tatted up,
kind of a punk. But yeah, we went to high school, dude. I played football, baseball, basketball. What else, man?
You almost played hockey. Remember that year you almost played hockey?
I know. I tore my ACL my senior year. Football, I was
damn,
pissed.
really?
And then I wanted to play hockey, but I mean, because we grew up playing roller hockey.
Yeah,
I could never
yeah.
afford hockey growing up because you had it was
pretty expensive.
It is.
Couple thousand a year.
So yeah, my grandmother, like, she quit her waitress job to take me in. So we grew up like. I just remember, it's funny because I was doing cooking shit, and I grew up just remembering like making like sausage, egg, and cheeses with her, and just like literally just like cheese and lettuce sandwiches, like BLTs.
English muffin pizzas.
Yeah, so that's what I grew up on, just simple foods, and that's how I started the cooking page with simple foods. But long story short, we graduate.
2018.
I applied to be a Boston Police cadet. Like an internship.
Yep.
I didn't get in, but that took like 7 months of my time. Like a living situation was tough for me because my dad gave up the place when I graduated. So my aunt took me in down the street. She gave me a year, literally 1 year to live. She's like, you need to figure out your life. You're 19. She goes, you need to work 2 jobs if you live in here. So I got a job at the Garden. So I worked 2 jobs at the Hyatt and the Garden, just like getting by. And I tried to do a police cadet and I didn't get in. So I'm like, what the fuck am I about to do? So that's July 2019. So I have a couple more months. She gave me until December. I'm like, I'm just going to sign up for the military. The way the universe works, though, like I went there and they were like, we only have reserves, so it's only part-time. I'm like, fuck it. Like, like no. But I'm like, all right, I have to sign something either way. So I guess she needs me out of the crib.
Yeah.
Dog. So I leave the set day when I signed the contract, December 2019. They're like, you leave in May. So I'm like, oh, Auntie, like, I'll leave in May. She's like, no, you have to leave now. I'm like,
Huh.
I'm like, huh. It's a long story. Her husband's like old and retired. He had cancer. He's bald. So he lives on like the 3rd floor. And I was staying there. And he was just like a retired dude. He don't want this 19-year-old kid living with him. I guess I get. But I mean, anyways.
And he's bald, so just kind of threw that in there. Well, dude's bald, so he don't want a 19-year-old kid around.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
No,
like he always wears his wig. And when I was up there, he wasn't comfortable wearing it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, he didn't.
Context on that makes a big difference.
I was gonna say, there's nothing wrong with being bald.
No, I'm just saying. He was just like, you didn't want to live with me. He's bald and shit. I'm like, all right.
No. You said he had cancer though.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So he lost his hair and never grew back. So what I'm saying is he always, like, on the 3rd floor, he would be alone. So he would like take his wig off. But when I lived there, he wasn't comfortable doing that.
Gotcha.
It's his crib. I get it.
So I'm an asshole.
Fucking bald bitch.
So I moved with my aunt and uncle down in Florida, 2020, January.
Okay.
Now their son, my first cousin, was training for the Navy, so it worked out perfect. I lived in Florida, worked at his pizza shop for a couple days a week. We were on the boat every week, jet ski. So it was like, sounds bad.
Ended up working out.
Yeah, it ended up working out. So I'm training. My cousin leaves to the Navy in March, and then COVID hit. I remember Kobe died, and then COVID hit. I'm like,
R.I.P. the GOAT.
What the fuck's
yeah,
going on?
rip.
I know.
I'm like, damn. And then I leave May, like COVID, like we just started shutting down. The airports were shut down. I had a drive from Tampa to South Carolina to basic. And I remember getting there, and it was just like, damn, I really signed up for this shit. Like, fuck.
Reality hit.
So I was there for like a total of 17 weeks with basic training in school. Now, with reserves, when you're done with training, you go back home, like to where you're from, and you do 1 weekend a month. So I get there. I graduated 9/11/2020. So I get home, and I'm like, okay, this world's like legit shut down. Like, there's no restaurants open, nothing. I'm like, I have $5,000. I have nowhere to live. Luckily, my older brother lets me live on his couch for a little bit until I figure it out. And I'm like happy to be home, party, celebrating. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a minute, I have no money left. I have no job. It's December. So I just party for like 2-3 months, just like happy to be home. Like, and I ended up getting in the post office, saving some money. I got my own place, got a car, and dude, I met my ex-girlfriend out to dinner. Like, this is the life-changing moment I'm getting to. I'm sitting with my boy having dinner, and then there's, like, plexiglass next to us, and there's, like, a group of girls. And my boy Rob ends up speaking up, because I'm a little shy bitch. Like, I ain't spitting game. Like, until it's comfortable, and then I'll spit game. But,
a couple tequilas.
So, yeah, he saw some shit, and she was just, like, I don't know if you're into the signs, but she's a Cancer. Like, she's mad outgoing. She's like, come over. So we get there, and I'm like, oh, cool. I'm just shooting the shit, and I get her number. Long story short, I invited her to like, I'll cook for her. Like, she came over, and she's like, oh, you should really make videos. Like, you're funny, you know. I'm like, like, I'm in the post office military. I don't got time for stupid video shit. But I was making videos with him.
Stupid video shit.
I'm talking to a government employee. I ain't cooking.
Right. But I started making videos with him when I lived on my brother's couch.
Right.
So that's something I'll always remember. So I understood the videos, and then she came over one more time. And she literally filmed me. I'm like, damn, this is sick. And then she started filming a couple, taught me how to do it. And then we banked them up. And then we started pushing like 2 a day, one off the feed, one in the feed. And then I'm like, all right, like 2,000-3,000 views. I'm like, it's all right. But I'm hustling at work. Like, I'm doing my route, going to the store, coming home, cooking on the clock.
You skipped over the part that you're a post carrier. You didn't say
No,
that.
I said I was in the post office.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I'm zoning out. My bad.
It's all good.
It's on me.
But dude, yeah, I'm like in the post office, and then shit just starts blowing. You know, I start getting like 1 million, like I got 1 million views on one video. I'm like, oh, this is working. And I'm doing like free product placement, tagging the brands, and then start getting some money coming. I'm like, oh shit, like King's Hawaiian rolls are paying me. I'm like, damn, this is cool. On top of my my pay,
Right.
And dude, and then I started cooking for like Patriot players and filming it. And then there was just mad like drama happening at the post office. Like, they started seeing my videos, everyone was talking shit. So every day I was walking in like, oh, your videos are stupid, go suck his dick, like he sucks, blah, blah, blah. Right. So I was just like, one day I'm like, bro, fuck this shit, I don't even need this. Like, for real, like, I'm gonna take the leap, and like, I have some money saved, I'm just gonna hustle.
Would you know the date, like when that happened?
Yeah, November 15th, 2022.
So I dropped out of school January 22, so it was like 8 months after that.
But if he like, obviously I was doing it with him, so I really was like, I can do this shit.
Yeah, so like around the time even way before that, but when I took it full time, we had already been doing like he was hopping in videos on my page for a while. But you didn't start like your own page until like what?
2021 November
21. So a year after you started your own page.
Exactly.
You
I quit.
Yeah.
So 2 years in November it'll be full time.
And then when you quit, it was around that time that we developed the idea for its content, which is the media company we have together, which we're still obviously growing right now. And just a lot of lessons, man. A lot of lessons the last couple of years, which is it's actually crazy.
And just experiences we'll have to tell our kids too, because we've done so much cool shit, bro. That
absolutely.
Sometimes I'm like, damn, it doesn't hit us sometimes, bro. Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's part of it too. Like, you're always kind of keep the tunnel vision, because it's like it's cool, like, doing the shit we do, but you got to almost keep the blinders on. I mean, like I said, I'm very grounded, being at home, my family, like. I got a fucking girlfriend in 3 years, so I'm always with her and her family. So it's like it's not that it's gonna get to my head, but it's more of like, there's more work to be done. Like, I'm not like, this isn't it, like. But yeah, it is true though. Like, you got to take in those experiences when you can.
Yeah, you do.
Absolutely. Well, we asked on the podcast couple episodes back. I think it was the one we did together. One of the questions someone asked was, as a content creator, what's the hardest part about it? Because you guys do make it look so easy and so fun. But you know this from working with him, you know this from working with him and doing their stuff, and I know this from working with you. We'll do takes of ads that is like, oh, that was just a 30-second ad that took us 2 hours to do because we're sitting here giggling, having fun, not getting it right, not getting the lines right. And it's like, people don't understand that. But it's like, we asked them the question, and it was, where the next gig is going to come from. You know, because it's not like that 9 to 5. Like the post office, you weren't going anywhere unless you left, which is awesome. So good for you.
Right. Yo, that shit
Taking that
was-
leap of faith is brave.
I fucking don't suggest the post office. To
My brother's
anyone,
works at the post office.
Oh,
Been a
Sully B.
mailman for like, gotta be
Something, 6, 7 years.
6, 7 years now.
Bro.
Yeah.
If you have a
But
good
honestly
route
though, like
and
my
shit, I guess.
my brother's like that. So I got like 2 older siblings. My oldest brother Patrick is a sound engineer and music producer.
Okay.
So he's got like the ADHD that's like hyper focused to like an OCD level. So like his ability to like hear sounds, like produce shit is like top notch. Yeah. I'm like the extrovert, loves the limelight. I want to entertain. I like love being the center of attention. Egotistical, sports jock kind of guy.
Selfish. I'm sorry. I
There it
didn't
is.
say that.
Selfish.
Selfish.
Huh?
So I meant
And
to
then my
cough.
middle brother is like
all
the
good.
like extreme sports guy, but like quiet, keeps to himself.
Is that the post office guy?
Yeah, it's my brother
Wait,
Sullivan.
what
It's
do you
like-
mean extreme sports? What do you
So
mean?
like he's
Surfing,
snowboard,
snowboarding.
surfer, but he's like the guy that like hits the jumps, hits the rails, like tries to do backflips, and I mean he's broken.
He's the mailman. I thought you meant just like he's like writing the baseball stats down on like the radio. You know?
no, he just.
no, not
I was
that.
thinking
like-
like X Games.
No, so,
fucking,
like,
Like
literally,
all
like-
those alternative sports.
I didn't
that-
hear you say extreme sports.
It's like
Yeah.
extreme sports. He loves to snowboard and he loves to surf, but then like for real, the post office is perfect for him because he's got his own route. He's got seniority because he's been there for mad long. So like he just delivers mail, works for himself, gets home, goes and plays a round of golf, plays like 9 holes with his boys, and then he's got a boat and he goes fishing by himself.
See, that
Like,
was
he loves that stuff. He just like to
he an
himself, no
introvert?
drama. Yeah,
more of an introvert.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like
absolutely.
that.
You're good. It's just funny.
We're Italian.
Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your backgrounds?
Italian.
You're Italian, 100%.
No, I'm probably like 80%, and then I have like my sister did like the whole DNA thing. I didn't do it, but I assume it's like similar. No, is that not true?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. If you
my
got-
brother
yeah.
did it. I think it's like
It's
similar,
no,
right?
you,
Same
you
mom
have
and dad.
at least 50% because your last
yeah,
name
yeah,
ends in
yeah.
a vowel, so that's
Guarino,
50%
yeah,
right
Italian. So I just say Italian, but like just some Irish in there. There's like English and like Albanians
He's a
in
French
there.
bulldog kid.
Albanian, okay.
Actually, there's some African in there too. So, you know.
Yeah. He
there. Chance has
Vin. So your
Yeah,
last
so
name
I
is
might have been
Guarino,
South
and his last
African.
name is
Goliath.
Guarnieri.
Guarneri?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, cool.
So you guys are like not that far apart.
You're
with, like,
Italian
names.
too?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the only Irishman.
Also,
I'm Irish,
Vin, our producer, who didn't get a proper introduction, doesn't have a microphone tonight, so
Yeah.
apologize.
How did he
in
get
advance.
screwed? He got screwed over. Huh?
Well,
The
we got
headphones.
2 people on the couch. You don't typically have that.
You don't
It's
usually have
one.
the duos. Are we the first duo you've
You're
had?
the first duo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
there you go.
go.
I'm
Nice.
I'm half Irish, half Italian, 50-50.
Oh, there you go.
My mom's 100% Italian. My dad's 100% Irish. McDonough kid, McDonough.
There you go.
Yeah. No, it's that's I would so the interesting thing about East Boston where we're from too is like back in the day, you know, I think what would you say like 70s, 80s, it was like all Italian and Irish.
Yeah.
Like the Irish people it was like the Italians were like prejudiced towards the Irish people. That was like a big thing. So
Story of my life. I'm the only fucking Irish guy in Rhode Island. I swear to God.
Really?
Everyone else
Yeah.
here is Italian.
Yeah,
That's just Western.
and then
who's the judge? The judge. He
Oh,
passed away.
Capriccio. Oh no.
Capriccio? Yeah,
Just
yeah,
passed
yeah.
away, right?
No. He
died?
He's very.
he was sick, but he beat it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
let's
so.
go.
Yeah, his last name's not Capriccio though. I'm definitely screwing that up.
He got
but-
the slick back here.
yeah, the Caprio.
Yeah, we know him as Frank.
Something like that.
DiCaprio?
Yeah, the guy. He's the judge that went like viral on
He's
Nice.
just
Instagram.
like mad nice.
Yeah, he's like cool with everyone.
Yeah,
I saw a couple kids I knew from high school that were on there that were getting in trouble for like tickets and stuff
Really?
like that. He was like, actually, Judge, I had to walk because I don't have my car. It's like, how'd you get a parking ticket if you don't have a car?
That's
Anyways, but
hilarious.
yeah, cool dude.
Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, East Boston. So like
Yeah.
70s, 80s, like Italian, Irish, and then I want to say like I could be wrong, but like 90s, early 2000s, a lot of like Hispanic immigrants were coming in. So now it's like mainly like Hispanic. So there's obviously still like Italian people there, but it's mostly Hispanic. So when we went to school there, elementary, middle school, high school, it's like majority Hispanic, black kids, and then like I mean, in our graduating class of 500, there was probably like 50 white kids out of 500.
Oh, shit,
So like
okay.
we got to like really be around a ton of diversity, which was pretty cool. You know, like different backgrounds and shit.
Colombian, Dominican, little El Salvadorian, everything.
Now you were into that.
Moroccan.
I was gonna say I could see by the
Prosciut was-
when he starts talking about the Latinas, he's like,
he gets into
Starts
it a
getting the
little
tongue
bit.
out.
Yeah,
Every time.
he gets
I
into
don't-
it.
I
Get a
don't
little
like-
smooth
I don't
action over
See
there?
what I dated an Italian chick in high school. It was kind of like a volleyball player, I was quarterback.
Be careful what you
captain.
say here. Don't.
No,
Were
I
you
ain't
the, you
going-
were the quarterback?
Yeah, kid, I played both ways.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
Same
We-
brother.
I got
You
video
guys are both
proof, kid.
quarterbacks. There you go.
I tore my ACL. Though.
You play both ways, huh?
I played both ways.
Yeah, I know you do.
Oh, wait a minute.
Went over his head,
But
kid.
long story short,
I'm fucking shop.
It was like dating my sister. Like it was like Italian. It was like I don't know.
Everything was the same. She wasn't like giving you anything like a new
Right,
experience.
right.
Yeah,
I
I
can
was
see
like,
that.
oh,
I
it's
can
like
see
basically-
that.
it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
You went from Sunday dinner at your house to Sunday dinner at hers.
I wasn't rocking with that. I'm trying to eat I'm trying to go to the carne asada and drink like Corona.
Yo, when we were at the Peruvian place, the guy called me a gringo gordo puta. What does that mean? I
Oh,
heard
it
him
means
say-
you're a handsome young fella.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's how I translated that. Spot
Yeah,
on.
same thing, right?
Spot on.
That's cool though.
All right, so as you guys made like the transition to like content, right? Like, how did that come about? First, I want to know where the name the Prosciutto Papi come from.
All right, so we were sitting there. My ex, she's I don't like saying my ex because she's a good friend. Like we're cool.
Yeah.
But Drake dropped Certified Lover Boy.
Okay. Yep.
It was right at that time, 2021, and I'm like, I made a caprese salad. It was a little prosciutto, fresh mozz, and I'm like bumping Drake that whole album while I'm cooking. I'm like, yo, Prosciutto Pop.
Yeah.
So you came up with the name.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's a little
He's
Easter egg.
gaslighting
There's
you
a
right
little
there.
Easter egg. There's a
There
little
is.
Easter egg.
Oh my
All
god.
right, nah, I might as well just. Shout out.
He's never coming for you.
No, it's not. He's
Oh no.
No. So listen.
Okay.
So growing up, I'd always go to Meridian Market right in East Boston, and he was an East Boston kid. He went by Prosciutto Papi
Oh, okay.
back in the day.
How old though? Like, what are we talking
Like
about?
I was young when he was gang.
He's
like, all
older.
that. Yeah, he's probably like 10 years older. But he never.
I'm like 8 years older
Yeah,
than
you
you. So
old,
don't
you're
say old. Like, oh, he's mad old, 10 years older. I got only got 8 years
He's
on
literally
you.
like 32. Y'all
Yeah.
mad old.
Yeah, but that's
y'all
crazy.
mad old.
that's
That is
crazy.
kind of nuts.
Shot through the heart.
Too late.
They're not, it's not mad old. What are you talking
You're
about?
old,
You're gonna be there real soon.
Yes, but then I'll be mad old.
Kid, 30's the new 20, man.
No, it is. No, I'm just like, all right, to all the 30-year-olds that like don't have life popping yet, just it's that's the perfect time. It's never too late. That's not late.
Appreciate that.
No, not at
Appreciate
all.
that.
No, for real.
I'm with you.
Not at all. Yeah. So
But long
Prosciutto
story
Papi
short,
was.
he was going by Prosciutto Papi, and I was like, you know what? But the Drake shit was happening. I'm like, dog, he ain't doing that shit no more.
Right.
Is he in East Boston still?
Big dog took that shit.
Is he in East Boston still?
I don't know, probably.
All right.
So
Well,
when you started
sorry,
making
yeah, go ahead.
content, like, tell me, like, what was the first few steps? Like, because you kind of told me, I mean, like, we got an idea of like how you got into it a little bit. You were telling me your story, but like, what was the first idea behind like, okay, I started making content. I'm getting a little bit of exposure. I'm getting some clout from it. Like, what was like the turning point where you're like, all right, I've strategized, like, this is the type of content I'm going to really focus on. This is what I think is like working. And like, this is what I think could help me get to the next level and like future. So like, how did that creativity come about? Because like for me, when I did the snow video, that was like my 10th or 15th time making a video like that.
Interesting.
And I thought that they were like funny, but I never thought that they were like, I didn't think it was going to be my thing. I was like, oh, this is just like relatable. Cause I'm a millennial, I'm 32. I'm not saying, it's very rare that anything I'm saying is brand new. I'm regurgitating information that came from my mom, his parents. Like, this is shit I
That's
grew
just
up hearing.
content in
So,
general, though. I feel like people get carried away with like, oh, this person stole this from me. It's like, bro,
Oh, it's bad.
everything, and it could happen. I get it, but
Right.
like, dude, I've done it many times. Like, I'll take
Right.
someone's idea that I see it. I'll be like, all right, put your own spin on it and
Right,
do it
right.
again. It's like I don't know why people get so offended
Screw
over
the
that.
videos. Look at it on a bigger scale. Look at music. Look at all these
Oh,
artists
100%.
sampling things and make it even more money than the original one.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
like, bro, the video shit's corny. Look at movies.
I agree.
No, but to answer your question though, so like I remember, so to give people more perspective, I don't think I've really ever said this, but I started my TikTok probably around like April 2020. So I think it started really getting popping around that time, like when COVID started to really hit.
Right.
Everything closed down like April, whatever, May 2020. And like I was just scrolling for a while. Like I mean, even you were doing it. We were doing like the sound over like videos, like just messing around on TikTok, like just
That's really all it was then.
Yeah, just
OG
like sound
content
over
hadn't
shit.
really become a thing yet during COVID.
So I did that for a few months, and I got up to like I got a couple viral videos. I got up to like 5,000 followers, and it's actually funny. So my ex at the time, she was on TikTok a lot, and she was like, "Oh, I'm talking in my videos, and they're doing better." So I'm like, "All right, let me try to talk in my video." So I remember it was like September 6th or 7th, 2020. I legit remember, which is like kind of around the time you were out of basic training, right? Which is kind of weird.
$5,000 he was partying.
Real quick,
remember.
you know what's crazy? Your ex helped you stop. My ex helped me stop.
Kinda, yeah. Well, I was on TikTok before my ex, so we're not, I'm not giving her the credit. I was already on it.
Instagram before my ex.
But she did.
They're
Well, I
watching
was
this.
making content though. She was the one that was like, try using your voice, and I'm like, all right.
Views of you, I guess.
Yeah.
So
But that's the same thing. Like, think about it. Remember, I was doing videos before I met Kayla, but like not too serious. And she's like, "Oh, try a food video."
yeah.
Appreciate
Damn.
you,
Similar.
Kayla.
So,
Shout
so
out.
your guys' ex-girlfriends put y'all on, and then you guys dumped them.
I
once
shouldn't
you
even
got
be
famous.
talking about my ex-girlfriend. She was, so yeah.
Oh,
It's
his
just
is a
crazy.
little worse. His was like more of.
We're not talking about her.
Yeah, okay.
We're gonna keep this moving. We're gonna keep this moving.
So you started adding your voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I started using my voice. So I literally did a video talking about people who claim to be from Boston who aren't from Boston, because it was the first thing that came to my mind, and I'm like, how has no one like talked about this yet? And I'm
Right.
like, so I just did a video saying, oh, if whatever, people who say they're from Boston but gotta stop saying that. I forget whatever I said. People who say they're from Boston but they're not from Boston, you gotta stop. I said like something like that, like as a joke.
Yeah.
And I went to bed, and like overnight I had like 50K views, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is people like comments,
popping
and
one, yeah.
I'm like, holy shit. So after that, I kind of took a couple days, and I'm like, this is kind of like weird. Like I'm like, I don't know, do I want to keep doing this?
Right.
Like, because bro, like we grew up in East Boston, like all of our friends from East Boston like work blue collar now, like they're like ball
Union
buster
guys.
guys. So I'm like, do I want my balls busted? Like, do I want to like keep doing this? And I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna keep going. And I just kept doing like relatable Boston videos, like, oh, like 5 things you know if you're from Boston, and like videos like that. So
Right.
kept doing it. And I just honestly, bro, I grew really fast on TikTok, like because no one was really doing like that niche Boston stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember like the first month I hit like 100,000 followers on TikTok, and then like by my birthday I had like 200,000, and then next like 2021 I had 500,000. So I kept growing really quick, and around that time I noticed like people that I knew from home, were talking shit. Some people that I considered friends, and I really almost like truly almost stopped doing it, because I'm like fuck, like this person saying it's whatever, like I'm not gonna say the names they're saying, but like what I mean, like saying it's this or that, and I'm like, should I just like stop doing it? And like I don't know, bro. I just had a good support system of my really close friends, and I was just like, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm just gonna cut those people off, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then just kept going, and those same people came back around eventually.
They always fucking
and,
do.
And I'm the type of person, bro. I'm very like despite what you see in my videos, I'm very like non-confrontational. I'm just very laid back. Like I don't hold grudges over people. So like I'm cool with those people now, but like it's never gonna be the same ever, because I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
And the real people stood by my side. So. And then like shortly after that, he started hopping in my videos, like before the million too. You were in my videos probably like 500K, I would say. Yeah, probably like February.
Bro, one of the first ones we did, I was like straight in the mailman suit. Like I'll never forget. I was like, I'll do one with the mailman vest with nothing underneath, and it'll be hilarious.
Yeah, watching it back, it's kind of cringy, but it still did pretty
so you
good.
take his ideas and then put them in your
Kinda,
videos.
yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Just making
kinda.
sure. Just checking.
We'll miss
Just
them
thinking
together.
about it out loud.
Collaborative, yeah.
I remember, but there was like our second or third one instantly got 1 million. I'm like, damn, we
Yeah.
do this
Shit was working. But yeah, to answer your question, I would say like after like the first video and I saw like people wanted that Boston niche, I just started doing that. And then after a month of like talking about like the relatable Boston stuff, I'm like, oh, let me try like a hockey skit. I'm like, I had an idea, like a hockey player introducing himself on a Zoom call, and I like did it with all the lingo,
Yeah,
and that blew up. So then that kind of transitioned me into more skit style. And then that started working. So then I just kind of, you know how it is. Like you see one thing works and then you hop on it. And then you kind of just keep going with that until it kind of dies and you try something else. And it's all
I give
consistency.
you a lot of credit too, because when you started like the hockey player stuff, to transition to the few other things you did before you got more involved into like a more niche market was incredible. It was pretty creative, because I remember watching the hockey player and being like, yeah, I knew some guys.
Oh,
from
so
school.
so you've seen them back then.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I followed you
Anything
you
that I've watched, I
separately.
always sent
Okay,
him. So
okay,
when you
okay.
guys
Yeah.
like when you started blowing up, I was like, "Yo, you got to see this dude from Boston."
Well, it
It's
made me
hilarious.
laugh because I knew a bunch of the hockey guys. Like I played lacrosse, and we were always cool. We never had
Yeah.
any beef, no issues.
The lacrosse and hockey guys
But
are very similar.
We were terrible.
yeah.
But
They're the guys
hockey
without the foot
players
coordination
were
to play
really, really good.
hockey.
It was the money, really. It
Back
was
when
all
you
the
said
poor
about,
kids.
to what you said about like what do you do with like content, I feel like the biggest thing is like, okay, where I had a cooking video, it did good, like with just like music, no talking, like okay, keep doing it until like you're gonna hit a blank point where it's
Hit a
just
wall
gonna,
eventually.
and then you gotta keep trying new different things.
Yeah.
Like you have to, especially with the context. There's only so much really. So, because you can never know what will hit. You could do the stupidest thing, and
Yeah.
like, because you have no control on what blows up.
Right.
Right.
And back to what you said, like it's not that like I'll do ideas. It's just we handicap each other
Yeah.
so well, where it's like there's so many things, bro. Like even like some days where it's like
This fucking dude.
some days like if it's when you have them down days where you don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just in the crib, but then like he'll be sending emails, you know what I mean? It's just
Right.
a balance.
Yeah,
but the whole
it's
thing
kinda
is
back
is
and forth.
is building a team. I swear to
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It is cool though, because like I said, I followed you both separately, and then there was a video where you guys were outside doing something, and I was like, I was watching
Scalping
you.
tickets video.
No. You were.
maybe that.
If I could go back and find it, honestly, but you guys have so much, it might take me a bit. But then I like put it all together that you guys were cool, and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh yeah, I'm cool with Tommy. I've reached out and talked to him, and
That's
then
cool.
I think
I sent you the first thing I did was I sent you a Life's Better in New England hoodie.
You did. I still have
And
that.
then ironically, when you came to Rhode Island, your car broke down in Warwick, and I saw your story like 2 hours later, and you were wearing my hoodie, and I was like, "Yo, I'm like live right down the street. You need a ride?" And you're like, "I'm good. It's like everything's gotten taken." I don't know if you remember
I was
that,
with my
but
ex. I remember she has it now. So.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Damn.
Whatever your name is, we need that hoodie
I
back.
think no, but you sent me a few. I have more at my house.
All
but,
right, cool.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
But
I
I
remember.
remember that because dude, it's just
when I launched the
I gotta pay for all my gear.
hey, listen, when Vin designed these and we launched them, and I was like, yo, first things first is I'm gonna send these out to fellow creators so I can help get some like clout out there so like people
was
can
dope.
see it. I want to
Yeah,
send it to
yeah.
New England people. So I reached
it,
out,
man.
and you're like the
That's
only person
my
that ever
girlfriend.
like
My
wore it.
girlfriend actually has one. My girlfriend now, not my ex. So
All right, cool.
She has one at the house. But yeah, man, yeah, no, it's crazy. It's like crazy to like reflect. I mean, I'm sure it's the same for you, like to reflect on like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, how was that?
I
fucking-
started in 2019.
Even 4 years
August
ago now,
2019. I
actually.
started.
Yeah,
I
well,
still remember what got him like kind of that transition period of like a full-time job, like trying to pursue a very serious acting career to like, all right,
Getting fired.
I'm leaving this job. I got fired, whatever you want to call it. Mutual quitting.
Well, wasn't
To-
mutual. I showed up to work. He said, "Get the fuck out."
That's
No, I'm
true.
kidding. No, it was very
Whatever.
mutual. We're
So-
good friends. It was COVID. It was a lot going on.
No, I fucked you,
yeah.
buddy, bad. He fucked you.
No, honestly,
like,
he
all this
saved.
stuff,
Honestly,
it's-
that guy, the dude I worked with, like saved my life.
no,
So
I'm
it was
just
great.
kidding. I'm
It's a
kidding.
reverse leap of faith.
Yeah.
But you still took the time to sit
But I
down
was
and be like,
acting
you
and
know
stuff
what?
like that too. So
Yeah.
But
So,
you know,
it's crazy to see this from like all you guys too. Sorry to keep.
no, you're good.
Nah.
Wait, so like, did you guys? You didn't have like any entertainment background? Did you guys do like plays, any sort of like acting growing up? Like, or are you guys just like
We
the?
were just talking about this.
Did you?
It's
Are you
funny.
guys like the outspoken like entertainers of like your family? Like,
Nope,
like,
not at
they-
all.
Like
That's
Thanksgiving and
about-
shit like that. Like everyone just like eats while I like dance.
sitting in the corner on my
I'm the
phone.
opposite of that, bro.
Yeah, both
so
of
my
us.
family has so many
Interesting.
characters, bro. Like that's
Right.
where I pull a lot of inspiration from too, especially in the beginning. Like my family is full of characters, so I was like, I'm the quiet one. Like they know me as like the quiet one of the family. So when I started doing all this, they were all like, what the fuck? Like you having a personality? Like,
right.
You know, because I'm cool with my family, but like I was just always. Bro, I could never get a word out in my house, bro. It's always so
Right.
loud
Same
and
thing in
crazy.
my house.
Same. And what's crazy is because now, obviously, I can speak for, I don't know about you, but my fam, like, they seem like this kid that's quiet growing up, and then, like, they'll see me on my phone and, like, on their phone, like, wait, this isn't him. Like, who's
Yeah,
he
same
pretending
thing
to be?
with me,
But it's-
same thing with me.
But this really brought the insight, like,
The
who
inner
I am,
child,
who I am in these videos, it is me that I've just never, like, was comfortable
Expressing,
being.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I wasn't, not comfortable being, but, like, more of, like, I don't let it out.
Yeah.
You know,
Right, I
only around people
That's a
I'm
good point
comfortable.
too. So like, and to start answering your question, I started doing. I was never in like theater or anything, but I always loved movies. I just like always loved going to the movies. I still go to the movies by myself sometimes.
Oh,
I go and
Isn't it
like
the best?
that's like my
Hold on,
hobby.
quick pause.
You too?
Bro, we went to
Always.
I went to the movies with my wife on Monday to go see Wolverine. I mean, the Deadpool movie with Wolverine.
I didn't see it. No
And
spoilers.
I haven't been to this movie theater since it got renovated. Typically, when you go to a movie theater, it's like when you get to the top step, it's like one step down to the next row. No? Is that like
Wait, say that again. What do you mean?
like
top
when you're
step?
gonna go down, right? You walk in the movie theater and then you're gonna go down a few rows. It's usually like
steps.
just
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
long. So
No,
I
it's all
thought
steps.
dark popcorn in my hand. I'm looking to the left to look at my seat stuff.
wiped
It's
out?
4 steps. I took the first step and I'm thinking bro, I face planted through my popcorn all over like this lady to the left.
So awesome.
And my girl, my wife loves when I embarrass myself.
Bro, I
she's
would've been dying
because she knows I
laughing.
don't get embarrassed. She's like, you're like the TikTok guy. You'll scream and perform. I was like, so when I do something that like embarrasses myself, she's like, she eats it up. So
Bro, that's
I rolled my ankle. I fell down, smashed my knee. I started bleeding out of my. Bro, it was so embarrassing. And I had to like get up, and there was like a bunch of young.
Recently.
Huh, this was literally Monday.
Yo, I would have been dying laughing,
Bro,
bro. That's
and I like,
hilarious.
and like the worst part is like, I think my embarrassment is kind of like, I don't want to be like, I don't want someone to go help me and be like, oh my God, it's a TikTok dude.
Yeah.
And when I got up,
feel
it's the
that.
summertime. So like, it's mad young dudes in there. So there was like a 17-year-old that was looking, he was like, you good? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, and I, you know, being like a millennial, like kind of like dad, I was like, you didn't record that for TikTok, did you? And I was like, oh my God, dude, like I'm embarrassed.
That's how I feel when I hit
Anyways,
the Wendy's drive-thru.
yeah.
I'm like, I don't want people to be like, oh, it's a TikTok guy in the Wendy's drive-thru.
Yeah, because they're
I
going to be
thought
like,
you were
yo,
on the weight
Grandma
loss-
Tommy G, what's this
thought
shit
you were on
about?
the weight loss journey, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. Peruvian
But yeah,
food, you know?
shut the fuck up.
Yeah, but fuck, what were we
No,
talking
I was
about?
just
Oh,
saying, you like to watch
movies.
stories. Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
movies by yourself even. So what's your favorite movie then?
But anyway, so hold on.
Why did you say it like
Wait.
By
All right,
yourself.
I'm down to talk about that, but let me. I got a point. So
Yeah.
I grew up, and you did too, like Adam Sandler movies, all the Boston movies, you know, all that stuff. So always had a passion for that kind of entertainment. And then obviously growing up in my household, it was always just like, you know, busting balls, joking around. My friends too. Like that was just how we all connected with each other. And then I started making like little movies with my friends on a flip video camera when I was like 11, 12 years old. And we would put them on Facebook.
Flip video camera.
Flip
Shout
video.
out to Flip. Remember
You
those?
had a
Like
flip
the
video
handheld
camera?
ones?
Yeah.
Those were sick.
So I would edit on my laptop and we'd post it. And yeah, man. And then like middle school hit, stopped doing that because it was like not cool, you know. And then focus on hockey and stuff. And then when TikTok came back out, like it just kind of like, I never knew why I did it, but like something told me to like do a video. I'm like, I don't know why, but it was just like he said, it's like that inner child in you, like you have fun doing that. And like that's really where where it came from. My dad's very much like an entertainer.
Okay.
My father's like extroverted. He's just like weird. Like my father's weird. He's a big Italian guy.
I love that
But
weird.
like he was in a band in high school and like can play the piano and the guitar and like he's just like a very artistic guy, but he's also like a big burly like Italian dad too. So it's like he watches Bob Ross videos in the house. And, like, you know what I mean? Like he paints and shit. Like so.
That's
I think that artistic side like from him
Comes
for
from him.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope. And you've been quiet.
Just
You were
Adam,
not
just
like
Adam Sandler, man. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up. We were talking about this earlier. I grew up watching like Adam. Like I seen Billy Madison. I remember being like 5, 6 years old, just watching always watching movies, cartoons. But I'll never forget my like on the radio. It was like, oh, we're auditioning for like you could be on shows like Hannah Montana, and they started naming all of them. I'm like, yo, like I used to call my grandma like Grandma. So I was like, yo, Grandma, I want to do this. And then like we like applied online. And we had to go to a hotel, like a big ballroom. I'm like, we had to dress up and I get there. And I'm like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this. I never even made it in the fucking ball. I never even made it past check-in.
For real?
I like pussied out.
That's crazy. Look
I
at you
was
now, though.
probably like 8 years old, 9. Right, and now we just did our first live performance. It's like crazy.
And that shit
wild.
is like, that's still like in my head, like I'm uncomfortable doing that. Like I don't like public speaking and that. Like I can do it because we rehearsed a ton of times before it, so I was comfortable going out there. But at the same time, like in the back of my head, like you have like that like little kid in you where you're like, this is like, what if I fuck up? What if I say something wrong? You know. But like I admire you because like I feel like you don't have that. Like you enjoy like being in the spotlight like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it was? It's one of those things where I committed so long ago. Obviously, like I have the acting where like I've done movies, background. You know, I did a feature length film that was what they call it guerrilla style, where it's a very small crew, and for 14 days straight, we just filmed a 3-hour movie.
Damn.
So every day for 14 days, we
You
just
filmed
filmed.
You were in a 3-hour movie.
We filmed. It's about a 3-hour movie. It gets cut down. So I think the movie itself was about 2 and some change, maybe 210, 215. But like, you know, so like you just learn to kind of like train yourself because it's like one thing to kind of perform when people are just like loosey goosey. It's another thing where like money's on the line, time is sensitive, and like you got to tap into real authentic emotions with like people holding a boom mic and staring at you to make sure, you know what I mean? And like,
I like that. Though. I can
Yeah.
dial in there.
so like you kind of adjust and get used to the pressure. And I think
That was wild.
it's not that like, I mean, obviously I still get like nervous and like excited, but like for me, it's all about like controlled excitement. So like in the performative moments, like right when it hits, it peaks like right as the performance starts. So I almost use that as energy to like keep, you know what I mean? It's kind of like that Mamba mentality, that Kobe shit. I know it sounds cheesy, but like if you're prepared, if you're practicing like it's a game every time, you're fine. So like when we're about to go do skits and shit like that, like I send, like we go through like,
You're fucking locked in.
yeah,
Ian's
like,
locked in
you know,
for
like
that shit.
people don't know,
why-
like we will spitball.
I know, no, bro, but I think that's why we make so many good videos together, because no one expects us to be I guess we could use the word professional, like the way we actually move and like film and like ready to go. People come and it's like, oh wait, this is like serious.
As much as there's like improv involved,
Yeah.
like we improv with each other through text message, voice messages, and I'm just like, yo, this is what I'm thinking. So even though I send them notes, I'm in the car and I'm thinking, what would be funny? I'm looking around me,
Just
I'm
always
listening to
trying to be
thing,
better.
I'm rewatching videos, thinking, I'm like, all right, this was kind of funny. Can I make this funnier? Can I reset? So it's like I practice so that like when it comes time for it, it's just like it is what it is.
I think I felt that a lot for our when we did that event, when
Right.
we talked, we did like a 5-minute little hosting / like comedy set thing
Yeah, I
in
feel
front
like
of
it
this
was a
crowd.
comedy set.
Yeah,
Sort of,
100%.
yeah.
No,
We
you
cracked
guys
a
are
couple
great.
jokes, and yeah, like we rehearsed it like literally 30 times in his apartment, so I felt like prepared going out there, which is all I needed, because we had index cards, but I wasn't really reading off of them. It was more of just like having the comfort of knowing I have it here if I need it. But I mean, the high of having, number one, people like laugh at your jokes was pretty cool, and then number two, like actually having the, you know, it being successful and people saying you did a good job, like that felt so good. So I'm honestly excited for the
I
next
think
one.
the craziest part is like, all right, so the theater, the screen, and then there was like the backstage where we were. It was just like a little tight hallway
Tight hallway
with
yeah.
like a couple director chairs. So we're sitting, and then like Casey walks in, and Doug Lyman, the director, walks in, and Matt walks in, and like we're just chopping it up with them, like shaking the hand, like they're asking us questions, like they're being mad cool. And I guess actually our first live performance, and they're like, huh?
Yeah, Casey made it. Casey kind of cringed when
like,
I
good
told him
luck.
that, because he was like, "What are we doing?" I'm like, ask the Apple TV people, but this is how we're gonna cue you guys up to come out, because, you know, for people listening that don't know what we're talking about, we did a movie premiere for Matt Damon and Casey Affleck's new movie, The Instigators. So we had to bring them out in front of the crowd and surprise the crowd. So the whole thing was they showed up, but like in reality, like their PR people just said, "Hey, you have to be here and do an appearance." So they don't know like the script.
Yeah.
Like they're just showing up to do it. So they came and they're asking us like, what are we doing? I'm like, you know, I'm telling Matt and Casey what to do. So I told them, and they're like, yeah, we like that idea. So I'm like, all right, cool. So once I had their validation knowing it was good, I'm like, all right, we're just going to go crush this right now. So, and it did. It was good.
No, you guys did an awesome job. I was proud of
Appreciate it,
both of you
bro.
guys. I was in the stands. I can confirm you
That's
guys.
cool.
Ian's
You
always
guys
supporting,
crushed it, man. You
always
guys,
supporting,
you really
man.
did. I mean, come on.
Appreciate it.
Matt Damon.
It was crazy.
Pretty
Casey,
sick, man.
Now, Casey Affleck is in one of my favorite movies of all time,
Manchester
by the Sea, which is, you know, one of my all-time favorite
I
like
gotta wa-
performative.
You know
Never
what's
watched
funny?
that.
You said
It's incredible.
I think you told me when I asked you what you prefer to act in, like
Right,
what sort
drama.
of movie. You
like,
gave me that
yeah,
answer.
like that dark raw
Yeah,
drama.
check that out.
You got to
I like
use a
that
lot
shit.
of emotion though in those takes.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why I like it.
Yeah.
That's
See,
why I like
like,
it,
I
because
feel
it's
like
like it
pure.
feels like I'm, because I feel like the funny stuff to me feels performative. I don't find myself to be a funny person.
You are though.
You are funny though.
But like
Thank
the,
you.
the thing,
I fucking
the reason
hate
why
when
I
he
find
says
my
that shit.
it's like
He makes me so mad when he says
Yeah,
that shit
you are
about him.
funny,
But
bro.
I think it's like, to me, I feel like I'm funny to like the people that get to know me, because like my humor is like kind of improv on the spot, and I'm using like the physical,
Daddy?
yeah,
I'm the same way. I feel
physical,
like I'm
like
only,
my
I'm only funny to the people that I'm close
That get
to.
it.
too,
Right.
me too, me too.
right. But
yeah.
like people all the time, like, yo, when are you gonna do a show? I'm like, dog, I
Bro,
don't do
know.
stand up.
I know.
Like
Trust
I
me,
can't,
bro.
like I
That's
can't.
the difference between being like a comic or a comedian and being funny, like doing
Right.
comedy.
Right. It's different. It is
Yeah,
different.
I mean, I don't know.
Those
We're
are
just
three
in a
very
different
different
category
things.
now, especially you two. Like, I don't think we could just go, because the people who do stand up, like, they grind. Like, they've
That's a
been
grind.
That
Yeah.
shit's
for
a hustle.
years.
We have one. You guys are friends with Fenty Fried Chicken, Chris, right?
I know.
stand-up?
Yeah, we follow
and he
each
does,
other.
and he does, you know, stand up comedy too.
hustle,
So it's
bro.
like
It's a
it's
hustle.
very
It's a
different.
grind.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm not going to talk numbers, but, like, you know, some brand deals, it's like, it's a good amount of money. I don't know if I'm going to go
I
do
think
this
if you're,
for 100
I think you have to be
Right.
really
It's tough.
passionate about it to do it.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I'm not. I just don't find myself that passionate to do something like that.
Right.
I'm more passionate about doing what we do. You know,
Right.
like filming and scripting.
But I
and
mean, now
acting.
if we organized an event where it
Yeah.
was like, yo, like at a theater or something, and like it's good, but it's more of like a whole event, like food, like free food, drink.
100%. That's what I've always said.
Live podcast or something. That'd be
Bro,
cool.
that's what I've always
That's
said.
cool.
Is that like because people have asked me like, would you do a meet and greet? And I'm like, no, like, see,
it has to
like,
be paired with something, I think.
and
How about
the difference
that, though?
between like you guys and like in my audience is like you guys are like young, so like your supporters are also young on top of having older supporters too. But like I don't really have a young audience because I don't do particular comedy that like a younger audience would gravitate to. Like younger kids see me and like you might have been there, but like when young kids come up to me, they never say, "Yo, I'm a fan of your content." They go, "Yo, my mom loves your shit." So like that's just not my demographic. So like
The moms.
for me, like doing like a meet and greet is like older people, they don't like fangirl. Like young kids are like, "Yo," like we were talking about this earlier. They're like, "Yo, so good to meet." But like older people, are like, "Hey, you're the guy." And I'm like, "Yeah."
You want to pick?
Yeah, I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Yeah, do you want to take a picture?" Not really, but good content.
yeah.
So it's like I want to offer something in exchange for people coming to support me. I don't want to be just like, come to a table and like let me sign your baby.
No, I think that's smart, though. I think that's smart.
Yeah, so that was my biggest thing because, like, obviously seeing him work with you guys and then knowing you guys separately, finally catching on to being like, oh my God, they're friends. They're doing stuff together. And then, boom, the Deli stuff happens. How did that happen? Where did you, like, what can you tell us about how it started, all that? Tell
My
us
older
everything.
bro, he was hopping in some videos, but he texted us. He's like, "Yo, the dude from New Deal wants you to film in there." We're like, "The Deli, like it could be cool."
New Deal Fruit.
New Deal Fruit.
Let
Deal
everyone know
Fruit.
the name of the
New Deal Fruit in Revere.
Revere, Broadway.
Revere, Mass, Broadway Street. Is it Broadway Street? Broadway Street?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I'm thinking of people that aren't
Look
from
that up, Vin.
Boston. You know what I mean?
It's
Put it
all
on the
good.
camera.
Look up
Vin.
New Deal Fruit Inc. INC.
Get it on the maps. Boom, there it
Yeah,
is.
so I guess it's like a family
It's
friend.
like 920 Broadway or something, right?
The thing with the Deli is like, dude, when we filmed it, the first couple clips, like millions of views right away. So it was like, oh, all right, well, we'll be doing this for a little bit.
Yeah,
now.
to even give a little more context too, like I said, we have a media company together. It's content. So the plan with the YouTube was we wanted to do like SNL style skits on there, like different kinds. Like we wanted to do like, we did like an Uber one. We did like, what else did we do?
a Sports Center
A Sports Center
Right.
spoof. So his brother was like, "Hey, I have this deli. Do you want to do like a deli one?" I'm like, "Yeah, that could be fun." So yeah, so we went in for the first time, and it was just me and was it just me, you, and your brother?
Yeah.
And we just did like 5 skits. We did it while they were open, so like 8 a.m.
I remember
fucking morning rush. Yeah, you were there for a few
Yeah,
times. So
we did
it
the
while they were open.
first 3 times we filmed together were like
Yeah,
in front of
it was
people.
crazy.
Yeah, that was
So we did it, and then we posted it, and they all went crazy. So we're like, "Oh shit, we should really take this up a notch." So I think the second shoot you were there. I'm almost positive you and Maggie were there the second shoot, I think, and you did the finance guy. And,
the Irish guy.
we I mean, you can talk about it too, like doing it in the morning during like a rush in the morning. It's like pretty hectic in there. Like
Yeah.
it was kind of
It's
tough.
slammed. They're
The way
very
we do
busy.
it now is a lot better. We do it after they close now, so like people aren't bothering us, and we have a
We're
lot more
writing-
free range.
We're writing a full YouTube episode, and then we'll chop those up into individual clips you
Clips,
see on
yeah.
Instagram.
That's
but-
awesome.
But that's basically the origin story. Is like his brother recommended it. We got in there, and it's like a family. It's a family-owned deli. We don't
Yeah.
own the deli. People think we
Right.
work there. We don't work there or own it, but we do. We have a great relationship with the family that owns it. So now we just we plug
That's
them
awesome.
too, and people go in there all the time looking for us. Like
know,
people
yeah.
go in there all the
That's like
time.
That's
Yeah.
the coolest thing.
Yeah, people think we're there. Yeah, so that's
looking
basically
for
it.
That's awesome. I was gonna say too, because like, I think a lot of people misconceive what you guys put out there and what / who you really are. We were I was gonna say this before, but obviously I know him very well, so we hang out tons, and we'll go do stuff, and they're like, "Wait, your accent's not real?" It's like, "Are you serious?" And
That's
like
what
stuff
I get
like
the
that.
most.
So it's like you see the stuff you guys put on the Deli, and like it's obviously very funny. It's very entertaining. It's fun to watch. And then it's like you meet these guys, and they're like, "Really not? That's just them
Yeah, yeah,
acting.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
them
yeah.
being funny. That's the whole point."
I dealt
So-
with a lot of that in the beginning. I think like people because I would get comments and be like, "Oh, your accent's fake," or "This is that," and then they meet me and I'm like just kind of like a mellow person. Like I'm not screaming in their fucking face.
The accent's real though. The accent.
It is.
I was
Yeah, it's
gonna say,
obviously
you
a
said
little
weird.
We've been here about an
You
hour
didn't say
now.
weird. You said, "Oh, it's weird."
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
Nah,
Yeah.
the accent's.
It's definitely real. Yeah. I mean, growing up in a Bostonian Italian household, you can't get away from that.
I mean,
you know?
yeah, but that's the thing is like you gotta exaggerate it sometimes. Like I'm a Boston cop. It's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, no. To your point, yeah, that does happen. I don't think it happens as much anymore because I feel like when we're in the deli, like we're obviously playing like an obnoxious Boston character, you know, but.
Right.
We're kind of like being ourselves in a way too. Like we're not like that far off from, you know.
Right.
I'm just like myself times 10 and like a little more crazy. You know.
I like doing the cops, like coming in
Yeah.
a
Couple
couple
cops.
so
Yeah.
Those ones are funny. I will say, what I like about the videos is because you do a lot of stuff that I find funny. Not that you're not funny, period. But like sometimes there's a couple one-liners in there that you throw in like the end or something, and I'm like, that was good.
Just
that
crazy.
was good.
Which one was it? The last one we did with the being the Boston Celtics new owner.
Oh, the Celtics.
They
Yeah,
fighting
but dude,
Sully.
if you watch the video when we were improv, then you go, "I'll punch you in the dick, pal."
Yeah.
If you look at my face, I'm like,
no. Tell them what you
I
said.
was like, I'll punch your dick loose.
Oh, yeah, I'll punch
And
your dick
everyone
loose.
in the comments were like, yo, that's crazy. Line.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, well,
yeah. If you said, I was fighting for
Didn't
my
you say
life.
You got that
Yes.
from your father. You heard
My
your father
dad
say
used to say that a lot.
Punch your dick
My
loose.
dad would be, yeah, all right, kid, I'll punch your dick loose. Like, dead serious.
Oh, okay, man.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
I don't
Thanks,
know what
Dad.
that means. Oh, no, you know what else he'll say? I'll rock your world, kid. I'm like, Dad, I don't know.
All right,
It's just
your world.
It's just funny though because like you know like. That's like the fun part about making the content. Like again, we improv, we try. That was like our 5th or 6th take because I forgot someone said something funny and then you guys had to giggle.
We
had to do mad takes.
Sometimes we get in that mode.
Just
bro.
like
But
in the
then when you
beginning of
said
this, we couldn't stop.
when you said that, like I was fighting for my life because I was like, this
Bro,
is
you're
like
like,
take 7,
okay.
and I was like, okay,
That was
I don't know
good.
because I was
we were dying.
yeah,
That
dude.
was-
We have so much fun
I
with that. That
bet.
shit
It
is
does
so-
look a lot of fun.
dude. It's
is.
not.
You should come down for a shoot sometime.
It's
I
not
see.
like it's
Fly on
not
the
like
wall.
work. So that's like always like what's so
Yeah.
tough because I mean I come from more of like a blue collar hustle like work 9 to 5 since I was like 16. So like doing this even though like it's crazy because I work harder. I put in more hours and I feel a lot more stressed out with everything that I do with this job than I ever have in my entire life. But it's still like
Fun.
I cannot justify like when I tell people like what I do. Maybe it's just because I'm a millennial and like you grow up like thinking like this isn't
It's a
a job,
very
but,
simple
like,
word, man. It's fulfillment, man.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys get to do some of the funnest shit at
Yeah, it's super
like you
fulfilling,
said,
super rewarding.
you work 9 to 5s,
Right.
but you're probably putting in 16-hour days now from 8 in the morning till
God,
God
it's
only
You
knows
work
how
10 times
long.
harder, but like when I tell
Yeah.
people, they're like, "Oh, like you know, this is what I do for a living." I'm like, "Oh, I make TikToks." They're like, "Oh,
Right,
nice."
they think it's easy, but
Right.
little do they know, like, I'm pacing in my house at, like, midnight on the phone with him trying to, I figure we're going to send this email.
Right. So what is it? So he kind of touched on it a little bit, like briefly, but like in your guys' personal experience, what is like individually the hardest part about like being content creator full time for you guys?
I have an answer. I think probably one of the hardest is like you don't clock out. Like there's no clocking out of this. You know, like you said, like we get to do what we love to do, which is, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. But like when I'm like, you know, whether it's a family vacation I'm on and I want to just like turn my phone off, or if I want to, you know, just get away from it. Like I always have something in the back of my head that is going on or happening, like I have to be ready for. So
Right.
I put my phone on do not disturb, but like at the same time I know I'm checking my shit all the time. So I think it's like that you're literally tethered to your phone, which is like I don't like, because I'm a very like I enjoy like alone time and like having that space. So like not having that, it like I don't like not having that, you know, comfort, you know, being able to be by myself or like take time off. But at the same time, like it could, you know, I don't think it's something I would rather have it than not have it, you know? So I think that's one of it. And then the other thing too, you said, like, you don't know when your next paycheck's coming in. So I think it's such a new thing right now. And we were talking about this too. Like there wasn't really anyone ever from,
There's a car with a lot of music.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen that video I did, but like when you're improv and you stop at a red light and it's just like Dominican music.
That's literally East Boston, too.
Literally like
Yeah.
all the time. It's so funny.
Yeah.
No one on the podcast, no one listening is going to be able to hear it, but
Yeah, there's
Just a
some
car-
car blaring.
yeah.
But no, I was just saying, I lost what I was saying now. Fuck.
You're talking about your next paycheck.
Next paycheck, yeah. So, yeah, not having that, it's tough too, and especially since we're like one of the, you know, first people really getting out in this space off of TikTok. You know, it's like there's not really many people you can look at right now and say, oh, they did it this way, I'm gonna do it this way. So we're kind of like pioneering it in a way, like figuring it out on our own, like what is the next move, and you always got to develop things long term, which is why you're doing the podcast, which is why we do a podcast. We're trying to develop a media company. We're trying to, figure out the deli, make the deli a TV show one day, maybe. I don't know.
You can't just make money one way with this. Put it that way.
Yeah,
Not
you
just
need to
one-
always have multiple buckets.
multiple streams of cash money.
So that's my two hottest. What would you say? The hottest thing is.
I think monetizing it because I mean I feel like we do well at it. I mean I'm like it's survival for me. Like you know what I mean. I've been living on my own since I was 18. So when I quit, I knew it was just like lock the fuck in. Like
Right.
But it's still month to month. Like I'm not rich. Like I still I pay my bills as ahead as I can.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'll try to.
Oh yeah.
Like
Always
for-
stay
for
ahead
example,
so that
my
like
September rent's
if you
already
fall
paid.
behind, you're
Like,
never actually behind because you were ahead.
right. My September rent's paid right now.
Right.
So like when it comes, I'll pay my car and all this. But people think it's easy. Like you can make videos. Oh, word! I got 2-3 million now. The brand deals are gonna come in, kid.
No, there's
Nah,
people with 5-6 million
Bro.
who like their type of style of content is not marketable. So they're not really getting brand deals. Like it's
I know.
it's
I know
tough
some.
to
I know people like that for sure.
it's tough. It's
Yeah.
it's a tough thing to
bro.
kind of
It's-
have the the creative freedom that you want to have, but also make yourself like marketable to make money.
You have to
Off
be.
of,
You have to be a hustler too. You really
Right.
do. 'Cause You have to wake up. Like the hottest thing is the self discipline
that.
Yeah.
I
of
was
waking
gonna
up
say that too.
and
yeah.
being productive.
No one holds
You
you,
know?
hold you accountable except for yourself.
Right.
So you can wake up whenever you want. You can post videos whenever you want. It's
You
like
can eat whatever you want.
totally up to you. Exactly.
But the one thing the military
tough.
taught me is like, yo, like every day you have to wake up and like you really got to do something you don't want to fucking do. Whether it's
Yeah.
go to
Right.
the gym, whether it's film that video that you don't want. Like you got to do. Like you got to
Uncomfortable
sacrifice.
shit. Uncomfortable shit.
Yeah.
You have to sacrifice.
I mean, I will say too, you guys take some serious one-liners on the chin.
Oh yeah.
Like not so much when you three shoot content, because I know like you guys are funny, but when the twins come in,
Oh yeah.
they're
We go
hilarious, and I
hard.
think it brings the best out of you
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they say some things, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they
like,
go nuts.
that's-
Yeah.
I literally always,
it's
I
cool
literally
'cause you
always
guys
say
take
this
it
to
on the
Tommy.
chin, but like,
I say it to Tommy every time. Like we always joke about like the weight thing, and it like it hurts my soul. And you're like, no, it's cool. And I'm like, I know that it's not cool.
Yeah.
No, but
it's just like
All right,
I mean,
Ian, you're making it weird now.
No.
You're making it weird.
my bad.
No, I'm
I'm
kidding.
just saying, like,
but if I never met you and you came up and made like a joke, it's like, bro, what? Like,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is-
yeah,
this is
yeah,
no
yeah.
video. Like,
Yeah.
That's
Right.
another thing too. Is like obviously like you're my boys. Like I don't give a fuck. But because we're obviously like it's a script. Like we're
Right.
we're fucking around like whatever. But yeah, but that's happened in public before. Like not a lot, but like here and there. Like we'll be out at a Celtics game and a drunk kid will like make a joke about my weight or like something else, and it's like I don't know you personally. Like,
Right.
don't just come
not
up and
cool.
say some
That's
shit like
not
that.
cool.
You know.
right.
So that's happened in the past, but I mean, like, it's just whatever, It's like not going to ruin my fucking day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I can control what I look like or what I want to do, So it's like at the end of the day, it's on me if I want to change it,
Yeah.
I want to say a quick
Respect
thing
it.
too. Like if you are starting content out, anyone like. You can't sit here and you can't be bothered by the shit people are saying.
Yeah.
That's
No,
fair.
you really
Like
can't.
we look at it like he really don't look through comments. I'll scroll through like reply
Yeah.
because it's good for engagement replying. But like, bro,
Yeah.
like it's literally a fake world. Like you will like not has one time in person
It is a
anyone
fake
ever
world,
came
bro.
up to us and was like, "Oh, your shit sucks."
right.
Like no one's doing that.
no.
No.
See, I
keyboard
don't.
warriors.
I don't have a big following whatsoever. My following is his following. That's what I like
Yeah,
to say.
yeah.
So like, I go in as like the defense guy, and I'm like, listen,
No, he's ready to throw hands at every comment.
I have to
He
ask him
cannot
because
handle
I get
it.
really
Nah,
tight
yeah, you
about it.
can't.
But but that's what I've been trying to learn, especially like doing at least just the basic stuff on the podcast. We've had a few good videos where people like they'll really be in there, and they'll like go in. And it's like you got to remember they're behind a keyboard, probably all alone. Don't let it get to you.
They're robots. They're
gotta
legit
have, like,
robots.
some-
More of the stuff that I get mad at is when people come at him directly, not the content. Fine, you want to make fun of the accent because obviously it's fake. That's fine. But I get mad when they're like people from our towns.
Yeah, yeah. No, we were
some
talking
shit.
about it a little bit, but it happens.
that in.
It happens to us too. I think that's
Thanks,
another.
buddy.
I think that's another thing too. Is like doing it for so long, like you kind of just learn to like
Yeah.
let shit
Yeah.
roll off your
You have
shoulder.
to.
Right,
You have
right.
It's such different demographics. Like Instagram,
right.
like people on Instagram are like very specific about like what upset them. Where they're like, "Hey, this was good, but I really disliked that one part when you said this." And then like TikTok, people will just is like wild man, where it's just like people will say anything thinking that nothing will happen. And then Facebook is literally like the most. It's the biggest cesspool. Like when I
I
have
don't
a,
even look at Facebook.
yeah,
but
but
what-
I've got like again because I have an older demographic. My Facebook does really well, but it's like the paragraph essays that I get from like these older people who dislike my
They
content
go
is absolutely
nuts. That's
hysterical.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's so
like,
funny.
It's just laughable.
Just like you
But
guys are
I've said this before, but like when it comes to like the hate comments and like people like, oh, how does it make you feel? It hurts my feelings. When people say mean things to me, when they don't know me, when they make fun of my content,
yeah.
I've always said, of course, I'm a human being. Yes, it hurts my feelings. I'm not gonna be like, yo, it doesn't bother. It hurts my feelings, but I don't value it. And I think that's the difference. As much as I'm like, yo, like, oh man, that you really suck. That was really stupid. I'm like, hey, I'm a nice guy. I think those aren't nice words, but I'm not going to value it because, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know you. You don't know me. So you're just making a biased judgment off of a 30-second clip. Like, but it's cool. Like, it's not my content's not for everyone.
So is that like probably one of the harder things you have to deal with? Do you think, like with those?
I genuinely, I don't get a lot of hate. I really don't. And it's always the same stuff. It's people who don't like the accent. That's literally the biggest thing.
So what's
because
like
I'm
the
a Rhode
hardest
Island
thing
guy.
for you to deal with, like being a content creator?
For me, I was definitely like, you know, where the next paycheck's coming from because, you know, like it is really tough. Like it's super exciting to say that I live like this lavish lifestyle where like we go to Patriots games, we're in the suites, we're in the TD Garden on suites. You guys are saying courtside. Like we do the coolest shit in the world, but like people just assume like y'all are hanging out with Mark Wahlberg on his private jet. Everyone's like, yo,
People think we
these
have
dogs
millions
are
of dollars.
rich.
Right.
They're with Mark. Like,
Which is
That-
crazy.
that's not it.
Which
Like,
is
I
nuts.
just paid
People-
all my money for my rent for next month.
literally and I try to explain it to people. I'm like, you know what? Like, yes, like as far as the market is concerned for what people do, I am very much undervalued because I don't charge companies what I could be charging because I come from $15 an hour working at a bank, putting money in a cash drawer. Like I can't stomach what some of these people are making.
Yeah.
But so like for me, it's kind of like, how do I make a living off this while building like solid, good relationships?
Yeah.
Because I've always thought like, okay, if I get canned tomorrow or my 15 seconds is up, I can call Iggy's and be like, yo, like I need a job.
Hey.
I can call Duncan and
Can
be
I
like,
market
yo,
your social
you got
media?
something
Can
to
I-
like.
We joke, we say shit like that too. Like, yo, we have so many connections. Like, we'll
If
be
everything falls through, just Mark, can I be one of your assistants, buddy?
Right, and, like,
here you
exactly,
go.
and that's just like, you know, social media is not that way. Like, yes, you get to experience all this stuff, and it's like incredible, but it's very fragile.
Yeah.
like
It is fragile.
It's really cool to look at stuff in a glass ball and be like, wow, look at it. But it's like you're still in a glass ball. Like one wrong move and everything comes
fake,
down. You know what I mean?
bro. It's not fake, but it's like it is fragile. Yeah, you got to
Right.
be careful with it. And
But it's pivoting. Like social media is obviously here to stay, and it is pivoting. And there are other facets and avenues like podcasts, like a media company, like long form video styles on YouTube that you guys are doing.
I think long form is where, whether it's podcasts or like entertainment, like whatever it is, like long form is going to be where it goes. And yeah, like movies aren't going anywhere. I mean,
Right.
you know, none of that's going anywhere. All this AI shit that's coming out, you know.
Right.
Fucking-
So would you
you're
guys
more in
ever
that
want to?
circle. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on, but there's like AI shit with actors now or something. What's going on with that?
Oh yeah, so that's like
I know
a
script
lot of what
writings, all
that's a
that.
lot of what like the SAG after a strike was about was like the use of like AI. That's like a part of it. But like I did a movie, and what happens is you go into like this room. It takes like
It's your shit.
No.
I heard something. Someone
I
just
yawned.
farted.
Why that? Did
But-
you do that?
Yeah, he does that.
Okay.
Someone's shit.
Wasn't me.
Chance.
Right in the middle
brother.
of fucking Ian's point. you
But
fucking asshole.
no, it's just like AI is like taking over because like when you look at like movies and stuff like that, they only fill like like let's say a baseball movie, they only fill the first five rows in like 200 people, and then they make it look like the whole. So now they're just saying like when you go on set as a background actor, they take a picture of you, they screen you, you go into like this machine that like 3D prints you essentially, not like literally prints you, but like makes a 3D image of you, and then they use you in other parts of the movie.
Did you get paid?
No, that's like what the SAG strike was about. It was like now you're just using them without paying them.
Yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah, that's crazy.
So-
It's all good.
Would you
Technology,
guys
man.
ever want to do movies or what?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, we haven't really experienced like an actual movie shoot. You know, we've done a
Yet.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we will eventually. Like, you know, with the connections we're making and like where everything's starting to go. I definitely want to try it for sure. Like that's a no brainer. Am I going to want to do it long term? I hope so. I don't know. Like
Oh my
I
God.
love doing the deli stuff.
We better.
We better. I hope so. I think
so.
I have no choice at this point. But yeah, no, I think out of everything we do, that's what I'm most passionate about. Obviously, like with the podcast and the merch and everything, that's what I want to do, is movies or writing or TV show, whatever it is. So yeah, I think that's yes.
If you had like a
My
dream
bad,
role in
my
a movie,
bad.
what would it be? Or if you could just like drop yourself into a character's.
I was gonna say. So
Like-
what's this question? Like, are we talking
It
about
could be
like,
like whatever. It generally
like,
could be
an existing movie or like our own movie?
whatever you want. It could be whatever you want. Like, you know, like I've always said, like I love Peaky Blinders. If I could be a Peaky Blinder, like that would be sick. I would love that. Or if I could play Superman, I'd love to play Superman. That would
The
be
dream,
badass.
I think, is to if the Deli was a TV show, like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I think that's
Right.
how I always viewed it.
Right.
That
Like
would
how
be
the
sick.
bar is like their
cool.
central point, the family-owned deli is a central point. That's like a dream to have that as like a TV show. I think a movie, yeah, like some sort of like Boston movie, like a Boston action comedy, kind of like The Instigators. To be honest, it's kind of
Right.
what it was, an action comedy.
Right.
Instigators, yeah.
But I
like
think
that.
doing a movie with like the people that we grew up watching, like Wahlberg or Ben Affleck, Casey Matt, like that would be a dream come true for sure. Too.
Yeah, something with
That's
the
awesome.
sports though. I think something with the sports.
Sports,
would be
yeah.
like
Yeah.
a-
So you
Yeah,
can,
yeah,
so you
yeah.
can play sports on camera and stuff like that.
not play
Like and at Fenway or at the Garden, you know, or
Right.
Gillette,
For a scene.
something like a scene there.
that would be sick.
But also like we when we were at the Instigators premiere, we saw like the Instigators, like what is it, the movie, the what's it called, the poster, what's it called? Is there a name for it? A movie poster like that they promote.
Like the screening you're saying itself?
No, like when it's on like a billboard, like what's that called? There's a name for it, right?
I think a billboard, like a billboard ad.
The cover art or
Chance,
whatever.
what is
Remember
it?
she said it about your thing. You were like, I just got the cover art from the movie. Is that what you said?
I think so. I think it was just like
Whatever. I'm not
yeah.
I'm being way too complicated about this. Anyway, the cover art that promotes the movie, it was everywhere, all over Fenway. They were promoting it, and I'm like, wow, like one day, like it's gonna be our names up there with our faces in our city and do a premiere in our city. That's the dream.
Clip that,
that's cool.
save it right there,
So
play it
that'd
back
be
and
sick,
forth,
like,
man.
if it was
Manifest it.
like Wahlberg, us like three in the courtside, and then like a quick line of like some other celebrity walking by and popcorn, like, yeah, Wahlberg, your new movie sucked. And he's like, what? And then he comes over and slaps him. Like,
It's like
while the game's going on.
It's like Entourage. Like in Entourage, they had a ton of cameos. You know,
Right.
Wahlberg cameoed in it, and they had a mad celebrity. So, yeah, I don't know, something along those lines, though. I would say, yeah.
That's
pretty cool.
That's sick. So like, obviously you guys have done some really awesome, fun stuff. What was the particular moment where you either felt like I made it, or was just like an experience that was like this is crazy. Like my work has like paid off. There was confirmation to you that like all of the efforts that you've put forward. Cause like I know some stuff, you've told me some stories, I know, but like what for you? Cause obviously like everyone knows you guys, everyone follows you guys. You go, I've been out with you guys. You guys can't go anywhere without people wanting pictures, recognizing you. It's like, it's awesome. I know that you guys are close with Mark Wahlberg. I know obviously you guys were just with Casey and Matt. Like you guys are really doing this.
Yeah.
But what is it for you guys that was like I said, either confirmation or just like a moment where you were like, this is crazy? Because I remember you telling me a story when we were at the Garden, and you were like, no, bro, this is like actually crazy for me right now. And I just think that's really cool.
At the Garden,
Yeah.
when we were doing the collab.
Yeah.
But yeah, because bro, I grew up the biggest Celtics fan, but that was before the Wahlberg stuff.
Right.
Bro. I don't know.
For me, I have a couple. Like, I'll number one, I'm never gonna sit here and say like I made it, like because I know it's never gonna feel like that ever. I think we can have millions and it still won't feel like I made it. But the first one was our first pop-up event when we saw like how many of our like supporters came out for us, like
Right.
over 200 people to come meet and greet us, and it was just literally just a meet and greet, and that was before the Deli. That was right when the Deli started.
That was
Right.
April 2023.
Yeah, so that was a big moment where I felt like a high after all. I'm like, oh, this is all working. Like, this is like, we're in the right direction, you know? Second time was definitely when Wahlberg noticed us. He came up to us at his event and pulled us aside and was like, these are the next two big guys out of Boston, or whatever he said. Next two stars out of Boston. So, like, hearing that validation, obviously, like, that
cosign, yeah.
that pushed
Yeah,
you
that
to a
was
whole...
awesome.
That
was
pushed us to a whole nother level. And then... yeah, I mean, then obviously like spending time with him too, you know, like he literally invited us out, brought us on his private jet, golfing, like being able to like really like talk to him and
Shit, he welcomed us in his home, bro.
yeah,
Right.
welcomed us in his home, like just introducing us to like other high profile people and being like, yo, these are the next two stars out of Boston right here. So like that validation, dude, like how do you not, you know,
Yeah,
like you
it's
hear
crazy.
that and you're like, okay, we're clearly doing like something's going right, you know,
right.
because
I
bro,
bet you
I'm
it makes
such a
you work hard too, because you
Yeah,
think
it
about that
does,
when you're
bro.
doing stuff. You're like, oh yeah, this is awesome.
Mark's watching this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean-
I'm just such a I've always been like a wicked humble person. Like I never like wanted to come off cocky in any way ever in my whole life. But like, you know, I've definitely built like a confidence from that, and like little things like that built that confidence, and that's part of what made us go up with confidence in front of 200 people at the theater, bro.
It is
like it is confidence, you know.
It is confidence, and bro, we work so hard for everything we've done,
Yeah.
bro. I swear. But yeah, That's why I feel you. I feel that.
Do you have another moment in mind that I forgot?
Bro, coming off this stage, with doing the Matt and Casey,
That felt really good,
dude.
too,
When we
yeah.
got off the stage, like everyone bum rushed like them when they got off too, because we already went in the little hallway with the big photo, and now they came right up to us, dapped us up, and like we're taking the photos, and I remember just like sitting there smiling with like,
Matt and Casey.
with Matt, Casey, and him, and I'm just like looking. And there's just mad people, mad different cameras, and all I hear is like the
It's like
the
paparazzi.
Right,
Yeah,
paparazzi.
and I'm
yeah,
like, and all I could just look at Tom like we like made it. Like we all, whenever we take a photo with someone, we always one of us will throw a one-liner, and it will always make everyone laugh. Like that, whoever we're taking a photo with, and we did
I
it.
forget what I said. I was like, yeah, if you guys want to reboot Good Will Hunting, we're here. We're just a little bigger.
I was like,
we're just a little bigger than you guys.
I was like, we got to throw the fist up because that's like the whole Boston thing.
Yeah.
Boston dudes always like
Throw the fist
so
up,
I
yeah.
threw it, and then we all did it, and we're laughing. But then there's a photo of Tom looking at me, and I looked at it last night. I'm like, damn, like that moment, like I just felt like it was just a different type of like high.
That was also our first time like doing like it was like I said, it wasn't like a stand up comedy set, but like we cracked jokes in front of 200 people and like they worked, and
Right.
it like went well and everything went perfect for our first like extended live performance thing. So like,
I want
that
to go
was
back
really,
though. Like I swear, there's two things that like people will say that bothers the fuck out of me.
Oh, okay.
No,
Let's go
no,
back.
Here we go. It's not
No, I
even
got
just you. One of them, well, with me is like when random people be like, "Yo, I'm so proud of you." Like that bothers me like so bad because you don't know me. Like majority of people don't know me. They don't know what I've been through and what like it took to get here. So it's like I'll always dead. That's like, please don't say that. Like it literally bothers. Like there's a handful of people that could say it. Like I know mean it. And then two is like, oh, y'all made it. Like you guys made it. I hate like until I have a mansion in like L.A. I didn't make shit.
that's directed right at you because you said we
Yeah.
we
No,
made it.
not you.
No,
but
no,
I'm
I
just
get it.
saying- I'm just saying, like,
Tommy, you made it. Chad, get your shit together, dog. Come on.
but for real, dude.
No, I get it. I get it.
We're super humble for real, bro. We're like, I don't know. He still lives in his childhood bedroom. I still live in East Boston. Like,
I literally still live in my childhood bedroom, so it's like I make this joke to him. I'm like, we just got off the jet with Mark Wahlberg, like we're fucking meeting all these people, and like I'm going home to sleep in my childhood bedroom.
Right, PlayStation 5.
It's just kind of crazy. Yeah.
No, but we always say to each other, like, with life right now, like, how much more is gonna change? We're gonna do more cool shit, get more money, more cars. But I'm like, I'm so happy of like pulling off in my Volvo.
Right.
You know, like. I don't know, like how much more is gonna change, like
Money.
for real.
Yeah.
I have a lady who comes cleans my house. I like,
Financial security, I guess.
like yeah, I
really
guess that's really it.
that's the real freedom, right? Having some like security financially, I
Nah,
guess
but it
that's
feels good, bro.
happiness too. You know,
Do you guys deal with like, as like a lot of people in like the social media world will ask me, so I'm curious your guys' thoughts. Do you ever feel like there's like an imposter syndrome going on? Because like
100%.
for
Yeah, I
me,
felt that
as
way.
an example, is like a lot of people be like, "Oh, you must like feel crazy to be here, to be with these people." And I'm like, I think it's very cool to be amongst these incredible people, but I've just having a single mom who was always just like, "Yo, there is nothing in this world you cannot do. Never let anyone tell you otherwise." And I'm like, "Mom, I am 5'8" and I'm white. I can't touch net. I'm not making the NBA." She goes,
funny.
"You can make it if you want to."
Yeah, that's dope to have.
You know what I mean?
that,
Like
though.
that blindness, and like all my boys are gonna roast me, like, "Dog, you can't even beat me 1-on-1." So, but it's just like,
still true.
but I just had that blind support that, like, straight up, like, it's one of those things where I am self-aware enough to realize like the people I'm amongst, the company that I am with, and be like, this is insane. But also, there's not a bone in my body that doesn't feel like I don't belong there. So like, I've never dealt with the fact like, oh man, I'm like, no, I'm not at that level yet, but I'm in right company because I earned this, I deserve this, and this is where I've always was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? So like, I never had that, but I'm just curious if you guys feel that way at all.
I think in the beginning a little bit, I felt parts of that, but like I don't know. I feel like since I grew so fast on social media, and like I never had that feeling of like, I don't want to say grinding for followers. I'm still grinding for followers to this day. But like, you know what I mean? I went from 0 to 100K in a month on TikTok. So I always kind of had that confidence from that, knowing like, okay, like I am one of like the bigger prominent creators. Like I should work with this company, or I should work with this person, especially in the beginning when I'm asking companies for money because I'm pitching myself. Still to this day, I pitch myself. And that was like another like kind of fair uncomfortability. That's not even a word, uncomfortability. What's the word I'm looking for? uncomfortability, is that a word?
Uncomfortableness.
I had to get over because, when you're telling this company, hey, you should pay me whatever it is, $500, $1,000, $2,000. Like, bro, my mother would give me $20 for the whole weekend and
Right,
here,
that's what I'm saying.
survive. Like,
Literally.
here, take this and do what you want. So like, I had to get over that. So like, I don't know. There were definitely points where I felt like I'm just like a kid from East Boston, like living at home, like, you know what I mean? And especially now being around like fucking like Wahlberg, Casey, Matt, like you're around all these people and all this shit. And I'm like, not that am I supposed to be here? I feel like I built the confidence now that I know like we're on the right track. So I don't really have that anymore. But like easily someone that doesn't have that confidence can easily look around and be like, am I really doing something right? When in reality, you just got to believe in yourself and what you're doing.
Right.
I think.
That's the biggest thing, especially with even just creating content. Is like you just gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And like what we do and we like the shit we talk about that's gonna happen and then shit happens. Like we were literally talking about it today. Like the whole I'm not like a very religious person. Like I'm not like, but I do believe in like some sort of higher power, and I do believe like the manifestation shit. Like you say it all the time. Like the word gets played out a lot. Like people say it, but like, dude, the universe, like, bro, I'll be talking about something and then it'll happen, or like I'll see someone. It literally happened today. Like I was talking about this certain person yesterday, and then I just happened to see them today in the seaport. So like, yeah, bro, it's a lot of that shit just like happens.
I knew that, man. Like that shit was real. And I remember I finally convinced one of my best friends, Rob, back home, to play football because we always would play street football growing up, but like we never like Pop Warner. I was always like too heavy.
Yeah.
Do you know about that?
No. Yeah.
He doesn't know about
Like
No.
the age
No.
groups.
Tell him, bro.
It
I was a fat kid growing up.
Define fat though. What do you mean?
Overweight. I couldn't when I went to go play football. I couldn't play Pee Wee because
to
I was
shut
too.
out.
I was in 6th grade. I had to play like the 8th grade kids. and
Oh, okay.
That's a
Yeah,
huge
all right,
difference
so
because
we
I
were
was
in,
like,
we were in like
so
4th grade.
we were like in
playing with,
3rd
high
grade.
school.
Yeah.
You know, like
Close.
offensive line.
yeah, close.
Yeah.
But
I was a
anyways,
nose tackle when I played.
So I convinced him to play, and I remember just like going through the summer camp, and I'm like, "Duh, this is 2018,
18, 17, yeah.
This was like Trump was going for president, and I remember I thought we were like going to war. I was like, oh, the world's about to like.
Well, that was 16.
16.
But like, yeah, whatever.
16.
Yeah, yeah.
No, 16.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I was like, yeah, something don't feel right. Like I remember like when he was going for president, it was like, oh, it was crazy.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of shit. Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, dog, it just don't feel right. And yeah, bro, first game I tore my ACL.
Damn.
So I remember there's been a lot of, he's like one of the only people that like witnessed before the social media stuff. Like I would say some shit and like, it's like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Like, and then
It happens a lot more now.
He's starting to see it too.
Do you experience deja vu a lot?
I feel like I experience that sometimes.
So so the reason I asked is because when I experience deja vu, to me, it means that I'm in
You're right
the
where you're
right
supposed to be.
place at the right time, exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I can't tell you how often I have deja vu when I'm doing the shit with him.
That's dope.
Let's go.
I know
dope.
it's
That's
true.
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
because
No,
like
it is, bro.
yeah,
It is.
because like I don't feel like, and this is gonna sound weird because I guess maybe, but I'll just say it. I don't have like the following or the social media stuff, but like when I do stuff with him, I'm usually there to work. It's like, hey, follow me around the camera, do your best, and try and enjoy it. And I sign up for that. I'm cool with it. I'm like, hey, listen, I'm going to Gillette. I don't give a damn.
Right.
So like when we were at the Hall of Fame, Tom Brady's thing, I was just like, I didn't really have words to say. I was just like soaking it all in. Like, that's Randy Moss.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's Will Fork.
Yeah.
Sick. Oh my! Look at all these
Yo, but that's-
motherfuckers I'm
That-
watching
that's
on
a big
TV.
thing too. I think that's
I
a huge
swear to
thing.
God,
in
bro, I
this.
don't think I could do it alone. Like if I didn't have him to work with, I don't think
It's
I
hard
could.
doing it alone,
I
bro.
don't
Like
think I could
that's
do it.
another thing I respect too. Like you obviously have him, but like even before this podcast, like this shit's not easy to do
Yeah,
alone,
bro.
bro.
Anyone who
I did
does
it alone for a year, but I was still in college. Like I wasn't taking
Different,
it
just
serious.
different.
If you're taking it serious as a business and you're doing it alone, it's hard. You need like a team. So
To go sit in a restaurant and like put up a tripod while you film a brand, like a
or like
brand
even
deal.
all right. So even like if you had a huge opportunity to like go to LA and go hang with Mark Wahlberg and go on his jet, like that's cool. You'll do it, but it's like to do it alone. It's like I don't know. I feel like.
Yeah.
If you do it long enough alone, I'm sure like you already have that fulfillment and like whatever. But like if like having him like to do it, we're not gay by the way, guys. Just to make this
Bro, I cracked that joke. I cracked
Bro,
that
so
joke.
funny.
but like you know what I
dude.
mean. I have like a childhood friend though.
So
It's
funny.
like to do it with is like, bro,
Yeah.
that shit's.
I was gonna
can't
say
beat
we're
that.
on. They're only what 24.
24.
We've known each other 20 years.
Yeah.
Damn.
You guys have known each other 20 years.
Yeah.
so old.
Football is how we met. He moved up.
12 years old,
Moved up from the
13 years old.
Carolinas, and at football practice, we just
South.
yeah, he just moved up, and
Not
we just
that
became
South.
boys.
You from the south?
No, I'm from Rhode Island. I was born in Rhode Island, but I spent like 4 to 12 in the South. And then we came back up here, and then I spent the rest of my time.
Where in the
up here.
south were you?
Carolinas. I spent about 10, 11 years in South Carolina.
I went to Myrtle Beach a lot. My buddy went to
Yeah,
Coastal
yeah.
Potty down there.
Yep.
You know, it
Yep.
was pretty cool down there. Couple shotties, you know.
I have no idea, but yes, very.
Yeah, it is
There's
Dirty
a-
Myrtle.
it's-
Dirty Myrtle. That's what they call it.
Yeah, no,
All right,
I grew up in a
let's
very
get let's
country
get into
time,
some like dirty questions here.
go.
Ooh,
Best
Wait,
spot in
sorry.
Boston to like be like if you're gonna live in Boston, like where's got the best food? Like,
Good luck.
tell me the
Sid.
best
This
spot
is
to
yours.
live and
All
be
right,
like
so all
best
right.
area of Boston.
Well,
Depends.
it's gonna be different area to live. Like if you wanna, I'm trying to think.
It just depends on the kind of person you are, I think, right? Like
If you want some of the best food, you know, like Italian food, go to the North End. If you want to have like if you're feeling, you know, like a Seaport bougie, you know, you want to live nice with a valet and pay crazy rent, you live in Seaport.
yeah, if you want to, if because there's a different vibes, right? Like if you want to, you know, go with like the blue collar local Boston people, you want to go out to the bars, you know, in the shit, go to Faneuil Hall near the Garden. Those bars are gritty, you know, those are gritty bars.
But also Salty too is like
Salty's
that,
like that too, but Salty's more frat boys now, though.
It is.
A lot of frat boys in Salty,
Everyone
you know.
looks the same, like you.
boy, baby.
There's your viral clip right there.
How you doing?
Literally, they just asking that and finishing with that. That's crazy.
But then they got like the you know, they got the you know, kind of, I don't want to say like bougier places in the Seaport for nightlife. Like that's what I like. I like the
Right.
Moxie's vibe because Moxie's in Seaport is great. Shout out them. They have great food but it like turns into like a little nightlife bar at night. You know what I mean? It's like a good little
Popping,
vibe.
kid, popping.
But it's not like you're crammed
Versatility of
in.
it.
It doesn't feel like you're crammed in like sardines and like Faneuil Hall at Wild
Not when you're
Rover.
Tommy G and
you
Prosciutto
want that too, you know, you get the
Papi.
perks too.
Not when you're the
yeah.
boys. You get set up nice.
If you get some good cash, you want to go shopping, you go to Newberry Street, you know.
Okay, yeah.
East Boston got good food too. We're gonna go get some culture and nice
All
Italian.
right, so
East
then if you were
Boston.
gonna say like if you guys were gonna say like right now, best food neighborhood in Boston, best place to live in Boston, and best nightlife in Boston.
Okay, that's a good
My
question.
life
Ian.
sucks in Boston. Like,
Bro,
club
come on,
type
dog.
shit.
You're talking to a Rhode Islander. Don't talk to me about bad nightlife.
Bro, I don't know. I've heard like Rhode Island strip clubs are a lot better than Boston.
That's crazy. I've never been to a strip club in my life.
Enough. I gotta shout out Tall Ship in East Boston because we forgot about them.
All right, so going out.
Oh, so I meant like clubs. All right, but there is some sick.
Nightlife can be whatever
There's some
whatever you
sick-
want it to
okay,
be.
take
I just
that
want
back.
to know your top three. I want to know best
we
place
go.
to eat in Boston, best place to go out, and best nightlife, and then best place to live.
Best place to eat North End. I mean, that's gotta be.
little bias, yeah, but we are right. Yeah.
We like the Italian food. And obviously, you're a little more
right.
boxed into Italian if you want some diversity. You know, I think. I mean, what would you say? I don't know. Seaport. They got little different places, right?
Different. I mean, Newberry Street got some cool spots. They got like Contessa.
Bro, you guys are all over the place. I need number one.
What do you want?
I need to know. I'm asking you the controversial
You're not a
thing.
shithole like Rhode Island. There's multiple places. There's multiple places.
He's asking us personally. So personally, North End. That's the best place to
Food.
neighborhood. Yeah.
All right.
Next was
Best place to go out nightlife.
I like the Seaport area.
Seaport. Okay. And then best place to live. Neighborhood, town, whatever.
I mean, I love East Boston. I think it's not really. I like East Boston because it kind of still has a neighborhood feel to it. You know, like you're not like literally downtown in the city where it's crazy.
Right.
Obviously, like you got the airport there, so the planes are loud. But like you kind of have that neighborhood feel, especially where I live. I live in like a nicer part of East Boston, which is nice. So not crammed in there like the high school. It's like crammed in. You
that
know what I
shit's
mean? It's
like
kind of like
rat infested.
yeah, not the best area. But then like Tall Ship, you go to Tall Ship in East Boston, which is near Maverick, which is a section of East Boston, and the view there across the water is beautiful.
Yeah.
So
All right. So what about
Yeah,
you?
I'm going nightlife. Seaport's a great answer. You got like the Envoy rooftop.
Empire.
You got Empire. You got all the clubs. You got the Grand. That's the only club. What am I saying? But
Grand,
there's like F1 race car. Like there's mini
cool,
golf.
it's cool,
Right.
yeah.
Moxie's. There's Mastro. All the great steakhouses. Seaport is definitely the best place to be at night. You can go. They have Cisco.
Yeah. They're good. Yeah. it's
I've
good
only lived in East Boston, which is great. Jeffrey's Point, the other side where Tom's in Orient Heights. Jeffrey's Point's like on the
Opposite side of
water
East
where
Boston.
Tall Ship is, and Eastie's beautiful. I definitely like Eastie, but when the tunnel's closed, it sucks, man.
Yeah, it's hectic right now. It's
North
bad.
End for food.
North End for food. All right.
All right,
Cool. So you guys have like the
literally
same answers.
Same exact answers.
It
yeah.
is.
All right,
because
cool.
it's. I mean,
If you had to pick one other part of Boston to live besides East Boston, where would you go?
not the North End, not Salty. maybe Charlestown, kid.
I've run into too many people I know over there. I think I would say like I would obviously a nice seaport high rise would be sick, but I'm come on, who am I? We'll take it easy.
Yo, but see, that's the thing with the Seaport high rise. Like, oh, wait, now I got to take the elevator down.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
gas station in Seaport. There's there's only a Trader Joe's. But
Right.
Charlestown, it's like you got everything.
You got everything right there.
You got the 99 kid.
All right, so we got the prosciutto papi over here. What's your favorite dish? You ever cook for him?
He's
Cooked
had
me
some
a
food.
couple times.
Yeah. What's your favorite? What's he the best at?
All right, I'm gonna have to give a couple, 2, 3.
Oh my god, you sound like that dude. Who was a comedian?
Smash a minute.
Yeah.
Couple, 2, 3. Good shrimp scampi. It makes a good shrimp scampi.
Oh.
Shrimp tacos.
Shrimp.
Good. Shrimp tacos are good. What else? What else you make that's good? What have you made me? Oh, your burgers are good.
Yeah.
Burgers are good.
bubble burgers.
Yeah. So
What's your favorite dish to make?
It's tough, bro. I like eggplant. I like making meatballs. I like all Italian stuff, but I like making like easy like
So Italian would be like your
gyros.
Favorite
I
stuff.
like making tacos. Man, I
Gyros?
just like the easy. I
Gyros?
like making
Yitos.
Yitos. I like
Little
making
Greek
easy
in there.
stuff.
Nice.
okay.
That's awesome.
But I'm not like I actually got called to go on Master Chef.
Oh, shit,
2
okay.
years ago.
That's sick.
Before most of this stuff, and I'm like, lady, I don't really know how to cook like that. Like, I know how to make a few things. I'm like, she was like, oh, here's a list we'll be doing. It's like debone a chicken. I'm like, dog, what? Like scale a fish. I'm like, bro, I never even sliced a fish in my life.
Right. So you didn't go to culinary school or anything like
Fuck
that.
no,
So
no.
what really made you want to cook?
So when I was living on my brother's couch, like I was really having to. This is when I mean like live on a couch. Like it was a basement, 1-bedroom, like in-law apartment. Like,
Right.
Not even like shouldn't even be like a real apartment. It was like a 1-bedroom couch, kitchen, is in the living room. And my older brother is probably one of the most talented people I know. Like hilarious. He just like knows the most randomest science shit. Like I don't know. And
Random
have I met this-
science shit.
Lewis.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
is it Lou? Okay.
So he is like a
Great guy.
Like, he could be.
He's so funny.
He could make a dish and serve it to you, and you'd be like, "Damn, like this is like a Michelin star restaurant." Like he's phenomenal, bro. And so I kind of learned a lot from him,
Okay.
and just carried it over. And
Shout
I'd
out Lou.
be asking him on the phone, like, "Yo, what do I do next?" Like,
So you're just like self-taught, self-made when it comes to the food stuff.
everything.
That's
Everything.
let's go. Everything. I love that. All right, RJ, ask these buzzword questions that we ask here on the So New England
All right.
podcast.
Thank you for letting me ask the big
Yeah.
one.
Do we
That's
like
it,
fluff
baby.
and nutters?
Buzzwords.
Buzzwords.
Where do you
Good.
put your
Buzz.
fluffernutter? Just kidding. That's not the question.
Buzz.
Pause.
Full ditty. So one of the questions we like to ask is. Can you rank your favorite Boston sports teams? 1 through what? 6 of them? Is
6
it?
of them, yep.
Yep.
6?
Yep.
All right, do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ah, fuck.
Put the pressure on.
Wait. So to watch or to like be at live? Or
Oh
like,
my
or-
fucking
No, because
God.
It matters.
No, it
Just-
doesn't matter. I
Just
want to
how
know
you
your
feel
favorite,
about them
How
in
you
your
feel?
heart.
How
your
do I
favorite
feel?
New England sports teams.
Growing
in
up, like
order.
if you're a little kid, probably like what how would you rank them?
No, right now, today, right now, how do you rank
It's
them?
today, not when I grew up.
I want to know right here on this fucking
Grow up,
couch.
you man child.
All right, Celtics.
Okay.
Celtics won.
On this spot, Celtics, Patriots,
Yeah.
Red Sox, Bruins. What else is
Revs.
The Revs and the New England Free Jacks. Rugby.
Revs and then Free Jacks.
That's
All right.
our rugby
What
squad.
about you?
Right now, all right. So I could never put the Bruins second. Bruins always has to be
you
first.
can't.
Yeah, you're a hockey
Right
guy.
now, like I've definitely gone to a lot more Celtics games, and like fucking a lot more people in that organization have shown me a lot more love than the Bruins haven't shown me any love. But
Step it up, Bruins.
Hockey's
Shit's
always
crazy.
my number one. So Bruins number one, Celtics 2. I'm gonna go Patriots 3.
Okay.
I mean, even though it's kind of a shit show right now. I mean, Pats,
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Red Sox, and then Revs, Free Jacks.
All right.
Okay.
Love that. Biggest question, because we all know the answer with how you ask it. So I'm going to ask it this way. If you could invite any other state to be part of New England, nobody's getting kicked out. Who would it be? What
I just
state?
saw you ask this question to what's her name, Camilla.
Camilla, yeah. You gotta kick one out, dog.
I get
I
shit
actually
on
had
for
an
working
answer. I
this.
thought about this in my head.
Let's go.
But I realized it's not a state because I was. So listen. So I said Vegas, but I'm like, oh, it's not a state. It's a whole Nevada. I can't bring all Nevada
I mean, technically, you're right. But have you ever been?
to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple times.
It might as
Bro,
well be
Mike-
its only state.
You not paying attention? You on the PJ with Mark Wahlberg out in Vegas.
Oh, we went
dog.
from LA to Vegas. I
He
didn't
don't,
say that.
he don't
Oh,
do
I
it.
didn't
He
say
don't
that.
do Vegas like you and I.
No,
Not that
I
I
have,
We never
though.
not
went.
you
We
guys.
went.
I know.
We had fun.
Six dudes sharing
I
one
can't say
twin bed
Nevada,
for
though. That's like-
$50 a piece,
First of all,
just
the
to go and get the
audacity.
free pot.
Okay.
You hear him?
Could-
You didn't
continue.
even go. There was more than one bed, and there was a couch.
Cat.
It's all good.
Motherfucker.
But yeah, so Vegas. I was gonna say Vegas, but yeah, very hot. And then I'm thinking for the gambling, you know.
So then you know
UFC,
Vegas can
you
be
know?
its own thing.
Yeah, but it's not though. Nevada's like Vegas is so small compared to all of Nevada. Like
True,
it's just like
true.
yeah. So fuck that. That was my one thought I had. So I haven't thought past that. But if you're gonna put me on the spot here, I'm gonna go and say
It has to be the whole state.
That's
Bro.
what the state means, right?
Just bring in one state. Everything that is coming with it, all of it.
Here's the thing: we haven't traveled to that many states.
Now, I was
you
gonna
know?
say Buffalo reminds me of Foxborough, like a New England. So I was gonna say Buffalo, but
can't-
you can't do New York. Like I can't have all New York.
Yeah,
Buffalo reminds me of going to Gillette though. We went to Gillette the other day for training camp, and I'm like, damn, it remind me of Buffalo.
Just
So
not
you're
enough
bringing in New
ketchup
York?
and
Is that
mustard.
your
I'm not
answer?
bringing to New York. Jesus Christ, I rather West.
I asked you
Virginia.
guys for a state. You say
I'm
Vegas,
just trying to give
but
you a
not
good-
the whole state, and then you say Buffalo, but not all of New York.
Every other state
This-
sucks.
I'm trying to give you like a calculated answer here.
You just
know?
got
I'm
four-
gonna put where's Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Carolina.
I'll put
Carolina.
North Carolina or New England.
All right.
All right.
North Carolina comes up to. Okay, wait a minute. You mean New England?
Yeah.
Or you kicking out Rhode Island? That's who you're kicking out of the
No, I
six
said it
states.
comes to New England.
Yeah, he said it comes to New England.
He said no
answered
one's
the
getting kicked
question
out.
properly.
He said no one's getting kicked
No
out.
one's getting kicked out.
I'll bring
You're
up-
gonna
I'll
get
bring up-
kicked out if you
If I
don't
had to
stop.
kick out a state, it'd probably be Rhode Island. No bullshit.
That's crazy.
Actually, no.
You're
Hold
keeping
on.
Connecticut and you're kicking out Rhode Island.
Hit
Fuck
the button.
Connecticut, you're right.
Hit the button. That's the first Rhode Islander.
What's the one thing that we finna do to Connecticut? We give him that.
Gotta give him that huck.
What's good?
That's crazy. Haley Welch. Is that her name?
Yeah,
All
something
like
right, Texas. I'll bring up Texas because I think there's a lot of beautiful parts of Texas. Austin, you know what I mean?
Texas. All right. That's,
We're
where,
going
that's
on.
where we're going
We're
for his
going.
bachelor party.
Nice.
In like 4 or 5 weeks.
What pot? You going to Dallas?
Austin, yeah.
Never been.
Austin's cool. We just came back from Dallas like a few months ago.
that's
Dallas
right,
is
yeah.
They
nice,
make
too.
Tito's out there.
Do they?
Hey, yo.
I thought that was handmade in Mexico.
Nope.
That would be tequila, man.
Oh, I don't know. I don't drink, so I don't.
All right,
That would be
I
tequila.
need
No
some more
idea.
edgy questions.
have
Let's get
one
nuts.
water?
Was that the only 2 questions you had or 3 questions?
Well, those are like the staple.
Yeah, we try to ask those every pod just because it gives us a little bit of that so
Okay.
New England flavor.
I like that.
Yeah.
The flavor.
But I mean, you threw in there what we normally don't like to ask because 99% of the people have said Connecticut, and he always kind of forces that envelope.
Yeah, he
yeah, you
forces
do
it. They
kind of.
don't-
You are a little
They don't
biased.
got the
Okay.
balls to tell you Rhode Island.
So
sucks.
if you could kick out a state from New
Sucks.
England, what would it be?
He said Rhode Island.
I know, but I'm asking him the question again because my man changes his mind like his underwear.
Yeah,
Never.
Yeah.
I mean, Rhode Island's cool. Like it's alright. It would be Connecticut. I have some memories in Connecticut going to Foxwoods. That was a big part of my childhood.
Okay.
So I don't know, man.
This is gonna be a first. You're the first
Connecticut
person to say
also
it.
got Frank Pepe's, and they got the pizzas.
Yeah, what does Rhode Island got? The fucking Peruvian place. It was good.
They got Federal Hill.
fucking
Federal Hill's washed up,
Iggy's.
kid. Federal Hill's
Ian,
washed
I
up,
think
kid.
All
that
right, we've got-
Peruvian place was the best.
We
part
got
of Rhode
some.
Island.
Rhode Island's got some of the best seafood. We also Federal Hill, although it's not what it used to be, Rhode Island as a whole competes with the North End with Italian food.
Cap.
No, I promise
Here
you.
we go, fucking TripAdvisor.
No, I'm telling you, Rhode Island
He knows
competes
that,
when
you
it
got
comes to.
everything.
So
Have
we
you ever had
po-
coffee milk?
Have you ever had?
What the fuck is coffee milk?
Yo, we need to go to.
I
dinner.
heard you say that in the deli. I don't even know what that
Hey.
is.
We gotta go to dinner. We
We need to get
should
some
go.
hot
it chocolate
wings,
milk? Is it
baby.
like-
It's
We
like
need to bring
it's
them
like
to
a, it's like
Okay,
a
okay.
coffee milk is the same thing as like a chocolate milk, but it's like a coffee flavor.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Coffee.
You ever been to
From
Oni?
you.
You ever been to Oniville before?
To you who?
Had 3 all. Okay.
No.
Do not
Whoa.
disrespect. Okay,
Take
coffee
it.
milk is not you who.
Take a breath. We're gonna have to cut you out the
Have you ever had 3 all the way before?
roast beef three-way.
Roast beef three-way.
No, roast beef three-way. This is crazy.
Sauce, mayo, cheese.
You guys got to go to Oneyville on the way
This
home.
is what the twins deal with.
Do
I
not-
understand the deli skits now.
Yeah, do not eat them in the car because
What
it
is
will
king?
it will stink for the rest of.
Fish?
No, it's hot dogs.
They're hot wieners.
Hot
not
wieners.
dogs.
Hot wieners.
Hot wieners.
Wieners.
Like mustard, relish, onion.
Wieners.
Glizzies.
3 all the way. Meat
Hot
and onion.
wieners.
Bro, it's like I'm telling you, you get 3 all the way with coffee milk. It'll change your life.
Bro,
you guys
I'm
are going
not
to
drinking-
No. That's crazy.
Yo, you're
Bro,
the type of dude
after
that drinks
this-
milk at dinner.
That's crazy.
I always had milk with my pasta.
Oh my god. Yo, that's crazy.
What's crazy? What do you mean?
Ian, that's crazy.
normal.
No, it's not, bro.
To drink milk with
You're actually
pasta?
leaving right now? Sit down.
You don't
Coffee milk with a hot dog?
no. Yes,
And you need a slap.
with a wiener.
It's a
Dude,
wiener.
what?
I sniffed out that he was the weird dude drinking the milk
What do you
at
mean?
dinner, dog.
Bro, you guys did.
Fucking little
Did you
like,
not
nerd.
drink?
It's weird.
Vin, do you not drink milk with your pasta
Don't lie.
and dinner?
No, I never drink milk.
You never drink milk? Okay.
Just coffee milk. Never actual milk.
Not
You
with
drink
not with
milk,
pasta
that's
though.
still
Never
milk,
ever. Just never.
I never drank milk straight up. I only used to have milk when my mom made meatballs and spaghetti or lasagna or like stuffed shells.
That was the
mother. I gotta talk to you.
that was the pairing though, milk and pasta.
That's nuts.
Yeah, what do you
Like
mean?
red sauce
Is
and
that not a
milk?
thing?
No, man, no.
Man, milk at dinner is like absurd.
Bro, I'm like straight up Irish, English. Like
yeah, I
that's
could see
it. So
that.
like
Yeah,
we be
boiled
doing like,
dinners and shit.
but my mom cooked mostly Italian food because Rhode Island is like mostly Italian. So
Oh,
you
if,
were
that,
just
if that's your childhood,
But
that's cool. But it's
why you
just
think
like,
I'm all
that's-
fucking jacked up, kid? I had
Yeah,
fucking
that's
vitamin
true.
D.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Good for your
Yeah.
bones, kid. Good for
That's
your
it.
bones and teeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always making fun of the kids that had drink milk or whatever. No, not make fun, but I remember going over and like it's like,
know.
oh, what do you want to
Skeeved
drink?
out a little bit.
And then like I look over, my boy would be having milk. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I never did
soda?
that. I was never a straight up milk drinker. Only with
I think it's
like
worse
the dinner.
though.
You
I
wanna
think
hear
that's-
something weird?
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. A straight up milk
mean,
drinker
Ian,
is
like,
not
Yeah,
bad.
I mean, I guess it is kind of weird. I never really thought about
You
it.
wanna hear
back
something
in the
real
day-
weird?
I mean,
What?
back in the
This
day,
is-
and
This is weird.
He's like, I wasn't a straight up milk drinker. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
normal though. I guess.
Listen.
Like,
don't get me wrong. Like, there's been nights where I'm pounding double stuffed Oreos with
Yeah.
my glass of milk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's the Oreo. You just dunk it.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, garlic bread stuffed shells. I want milk.
go to the north. Go to the north end and ask for milk with your fucking your stuff. We should do that. That's a skit.
Can I
That's
get a
a
glass
skit.
of 2%
Oh
milk?
my God.
I'm sorry. What?
Sir, what'd you just say?
I don't even drink milk
Oh,
most of the
we're
time.
I was gonna say, so my little brother, who's not little, but
He's a big boy.
this man works for like outside doing all that like blue collar manual labor shit. He will come in the house when it's 90 degrees, 100% humidity,
and pound milk.
and be like, "I need a glass of milk."
yeah, that's
Yeah,
nuts,
that's
too.
crazy.
Isn't
No, I don't
that
do that.
nuts?
I don't
He
do
goes
that.
home. He's like yelling at us. She's throwing the milk off the wall.
Don't ever offer me milk again.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's how we got the Garrett Lick commercial.
That's right.
Dog, that's hilarious.
That's funny, man. We're learning stuff about each other.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
wild,
it's
bro.
funny. So to be honest, because I'm so secluded in Rhode Island, I haven't like met a bunch of people like you guys get to when you do your events and stuff and the things you do. I didn't know how many people genuinely dislike Rhode Island.
I don't give a fuck.
It's straight. Like
Like when we posted
Is it
that
an island?
video of
It's
like
not.
the ratings of the New England states,
Oh, sir.
people blasted
an
Rhode
island.
Island.
You don't think you know that Rhode Island's not an island, right?
It's the smallest state.
Small state.
Technically, Delaware is,
yeah,
but
small state in the union.
I don't know what you guys were talking
clam
about,
strips,
but-
I
clam
want some
cakes,
clam
stuff.
strips.
Cause, you
Let's
know,
go rip it right now.
It's closed. How far is it from here?
it's about 30 minutes.
It's closed.
all
yeah.
good.
Right?
We're already here, right?
Yeah.
It's closed, dude.
No, they close at 10. It's only 7:30.
No, but
No,
if there's
no,
like
stop it.
the worst American food for you, it might be clam chowder.
I know you
For
said that to
You
me.
say that about everything, though. You say that about
Nah, but
fucking.
I see how they make clam chowder.
Mm.
It's just flour and butter.
What else do you say that about? That you said that about like this is the worst possible thing for you. Fucking French fries. Fucking.
Yes. KFC famous bowls, Tom. Yes. They're not
But there's
good
only
for
one
you.
thing that can be the worst thing for you. You know,
And
you
it's
say it about a
clam
lot of
chowder.
things. All right. Chicken fingers. You know,
Well,
the
protein.
garden chicken fingers.
Protein.
No, the garden chicken fingers are pretty good though.
Or they say gas.
Yes.
Gas.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man,
All right, fellas. I think that's enough for
Kicking
the
us out?
episode.
you kicking
One more
us off?
question. Ask me something crazy. No.
Ask you something crazy. I can't because I'm gonna ask you and you're gonna be like, okay, well, is that today or tomorrow? And what kind of mood am I in? And like, who's gonna be there? Because that changes
Yeah,
it.
man.
No, but that's how I am.
Yeah.
Tom will be
All
like,
right.
yo, we're going. I'm like, all right, who's there? All right, is he sitting in the driver's seat? Yeah, I can't come.
Yeah.
Can we get some final? Can I get a final little
Yeah.
word in here?
Yeah, of course.
I want to thank you for having us on. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, and I been listening to the show. It's great. Just keep going. Consistency. You already know this. I'm not going to tell you this, but it's been really good. I love to hear the intros. Keep those coming. And thank you for always coming in the videos, man. We
Yeah,
appreciate it. It's been an honor to work with you.
Iggy's, you know, you should greet each other like with clam strips with the guest.
I
And
agree.
when we make the Deli a TV show, we'd love for you to be a part of it. So,
Yeah. Wow. You guys heard it here first.
Do a finance.
All right.
guy.
Timestamp that.
You're going to be the guy that's coming in to buy the deli. We
Yeah,
we
that
hate
is
you.
great
So,
though.
That is a good
I
one.
think that's funny. But yeah.
So what's the future? Like let's dub it. What do you guys got going on? What's going to be coming up? What should people keep an eye on for? And where can they find you?
One thing we have coming up, New York, Red Sox, Yankees, September. Gonna go up there, film some content. But I mean, bro, we live day to day.
Week by
Opportunities
week, yeah.
come.
Brand deals pop up. You know, like this Apple thing popped up 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And now it's like one of the biggest weekends of our career. So
Right.
things can just pop up. But yeah, right now, I mean, we just push this merch online. Go get your merch.
Yeah, go get
Everyone
your
that wants to get Boston hats, yeah.
go get your It's Content merch.
Yeah, so-
Boston
Cop
got
one of them.
hats, beanies, t-shirts, jerseys. They got
yep.
the whole nine.
Maybe not jerseys, but everything else.
Oh, that's
pretty
right.
much.
The jerseys.
a 101
Yeah, it's a 101.
Well,
Yeah.
mine.
It's contentmerch.com. Content has no E, so CONTNT. You could also go in my bio, link in my bio. You know, it's there too. Prosciutto Papi at Tommy Guarino. But yeah, I mean, besides that, you know, we actually, honestly, we might catch us down in Australia in the next couple months, potentially.
All right.
We
Down
got
under, mate.
Wahlberg's filming a movie, and we, you know, got my passport, and he's like, "Hey, come down. I gotta, you know, talk to the people down here. We'll see. Maybe go down there.
Arr.
So maybe Australia, but we'll see.
Love that for you boys.
Hell yeah.
My birthday's in a few months too, so
Yeah, when is it? You keep
big
saying
2-5.
October.
October.
October 25th.
I think I'm gonna throw you a banger, kid. Get nuts.
It's a Saturday night. I
Get the
think.
Latinas from
It's
Rhode
a,
Island.
it's a UFC card. Saturday night, yeah, October 25th.
It's that deep in October? Is that? Oh, that's John Jones.
Oh, that's November.
Oh, it's October.
I think it might be Islam.
support. Yeah.
All right, where can everybody find you?
At Tommy Guarino.
At the Prosciutto Papi.
The Prosciutto Papi. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
let's
at
go.
It's Content.
And
CONTNT.
And that's for YouTube. It's content, right? For the
Yes,
deli
yes.
stuff, it's not
It's
individual.
content on the
It's
YouTube,
content so they
yes.
can find it.
Yes.
Fellas, I appreciate you guys coming down.
Thanks
This
so
is an
much.
awesome
Having us,
episode.
man. Sorry it took so long. but
It's
we're
all
here.
good.
That's
Nah,
awesome.
you're good.
I'm
all
single,
good.
ladies. Let me know. Shoot me a DM.
And cut that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll conclude episode 10 of the So New England podcast with Tommy G and the Prosciutto Papi. Thank you guys for watching and listening. And as always, remember, life's better in New England.